Hi, I'm Robbie Lawler.
What's up, fight family? This is your favorite MMA coach, Thiago Alves, the Pitbull.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Pedro Munoz.
This is Mike Brown.
Guys, I'm Alexei Olenik. And welcome.
And welcome.
And welcome.
And welcome.
And this is We Want One Picks.
And you're watching We Want Picks.
To We Want Picks.
We Want Picks.
To We Want Picks.
To We Want Picks. Hi, everybody from American Top Picks.
Von Picks. What is going on, guys? Welcome to We Want Picks. My name is Jacob, or as you can see today, my name is Jacobello Linetti, because it's just me here today. Angelo's doing whatever he's going to do, so I'm going to walk you guys through the card, figure out where the money should go. We're going to build this full card member parlay. So if you guys are not a member, become a member, because this week we are putting $40 on an entire card parlay that's going to pay out crazy. And if we get it right, we pay it out to the members. So become a member to get that chance to win this parlay. So this is going to be fun, guys. This is going to be a little bit loose, a little bit wild from where we usually Angelo keeps it real structured. Boom, boom, boom. Me, I don't give a shit. What's going on, guys? How you doing in the chat? Let me know what's going on. And let's get right into, first of all, we have to thank the sponsors, because the sponsors support us. We support you. So you guys, you got to support the sponsors. That's how we're going to make the money. That's how you guys are going to make the money. So support the sponsors. Let's get into the sponsored deal. First up, this is brought to you by EARNU. So Angela usually does this. I'm going to grab everything. EARNU. EARNU is the world's first an esports prediction game, allowing you to earn crypto risk-free. Check it out now at earnu.io. So check that out, guys. Check that out, guys. That is a really cool site. Actually, it is really cool. I've used it. I know a lot of people in the chat use it a lot. It really is like a risk-free betting program where you earn crypto. And someone said last week they put like $200 or $300 in this site with the crypto, because it's actually a crypto coin. And all of a sudden, the crypto coin goes up in value like Bitcoin, and now they have like $800 in their account. So it works out real nice. The next one is ODDSJAM, guy. I mean, come on. ODDSJAM. ODDSJAM has the fastest real-time data to spot discrepancies between different sports books and help users place risk-free bets. Check them out now at oddsjams.com. Now let's get back to the original slide. How you guys doing today? Now that we get the sponsor, we want to thank our sponsors, guys. Check those sites out. And how you guys doing? We got Josh Locks, we got Alan, Beat Jab, Adam. We got Jesse, Channel Spoke, Plague Runner. Sean V's always in here. Jesse Salvador. Every time I see Jason Salvador's name, I always think of Salamander, because I am the freckled salamander. Everyone doing all good? You guys can hear me all right? Everything good? Make sure. I just want to make sure before we really get into this that everything's good with the stream. Everyone feeling good? Looking good? I know I'm looking good. I know I'm feeling good. Here we go. Let's get right into it. Here, I'll do it. I'll do the what's up, guys? I'll do the intro like Angelo. I'll do the Angelo intro. Here we go. Ready? Let me see. Let me get to these slides. Boom, boom, boom. Here we go. This is the Angelo one. Here we go. All right. Nobody make me laugh. All right, here we go. First up. Okay.
First up on UFC Columbus, we've got a nice close matchup between Luis Saldana and Bruno Souza. Luis Saldana is just a very dynamic striker.
Sorry. All right. I'm gonna do my own thing now. That's usually Angelo, just gets right into it, da. But I mean, let me put the poll up first. We gotta put the poll up. Bear with me. Here we go. Who wins this fight? This is for the full card parlay, guys. So I'm gonna put the poll up. Let's start voting, and then we'll get into the breakdown. You let me know how you guys feel. Luis Saldana, Bruno Souza. And then we're going to put the third option in there in case we don't want it. So here we go. Ask your community. Everyone vote in the poll. And then we'll get, oh my God, we got Plague a member for 6 months. Incredible. We appreciate the support, everyone. Oh, look, Angelo's on the show. Yeah, here I am. Luis Saldana, Bruno Souza, how you guys feeling about this? I'll be honest with you, straight up, before we really get into it, I like Luis Saldana more and more in this matchup. The more I look at this matchup, I actually put a parlay. It's Luis Saldana. I'll just go ahead and talk about it right now. It's Luis Saldana. This is my underdog parlay. It's Luis Saldana, Matthias Nikolai, and I did put one on Chris Gutierrez. The money that is coming on Chris Gutierrez, and we'll talk about that. It's kind of like scaring me to death because I thought that Dana was going to be a huge favorite by the time the books were going to close, but for some reason, everyone is loving that Chris Gutierrez side. So we'll talk about that later. Let's talk about Luis Saldana, Bruno Souza. Bruno Souza, to me, can we be honest with each other here? I don't know if he's that good. I mean, he's got that karate stance, and he points to victories, and he's like a poor man Stephen Thompson because he doesn't really use his range as well as Stephen Thompson, but he's like more passive than Stephen Thompson. And if you like dive into his record here, like I'm looking at his record here, I mean, before he lost his last fight, right? And I think he was winning that fight a little bit. Melsick kind of turned up the fight at the oh my God, the Ryan Hall votes. You love to see that. I mean, you love to see the Ryan Hall votes. I'll be honest with you. If we deep dive into Souza's record here, so he got the loss. He's coming off a loss, but before that, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 victories in a row. Then you start looking at it. Split decision victory. You got one victory where a guy won or lost because it was a disqualification for illegal punches. Can anyone explain to me what are illegal punches in an MMA match? Does anyone honestly know how you get disqualified for illegal punches? Like back fist? I mean, is he like punched him in the kidney or something? I have no idea. But so there's 3 fights right there that he was kind of gifted. There's another split decision win. So he has 3 split decision wins with a disqualification for illegal punches. Oh, it could be back of the head. I mean, it's yeah. Let me see if I can pin. Watch this. Look what I can do now too. Boom. JV back of the head. Luis back of the head. I mean, I didn't even think about that. So that's probably what it was. That means he was probably getting dominated, got punched in the back of the head, and won the fight. When I'm looking at Luis Saldana, I mentioned it in my breakdown of his last fight against who was that? Austin Lingo. He was like dominating that first round. He was looking fluid, hands down, looking like he was in the fight, destroying leg kicks. And what ended up happening was he ended up hurting his foot at the end of the first round, and really never recovered after that. But Luis Saldana is a very dynamic striker. Angelo was worried about Luis Saldana coming into Bruno's range and getting countered. But Bruno Souza, tell me if I'm wrong, guys. Does anyone agree with me that Bruno Souza is just like not that good? And the odds right now, let me see the odds are right now. Because I almost put a money line back on Saldana. He's minus 140. How do you guys feel about this, man? Because Luis Saldana's even got grappling kind of in his back pocket. I think he's going to chew up Bruno's front leg, honestly. I think Luis Saldana's going to come in. He's going to start chewing up that front leg of Bruno Souza with that wide stance, that karate stance. He's going to eat him up in the first round. Bruno's, movement's going to be a little compromised in the second and the third. That's when Saldana is able to pick up the pressure, pick up the pace. Maybe I'm worried about Saldana's cardio late to where Souza wins the decision. We can dive into these stats too. I think, oh my God, Angelo's got the stats for us. Souza got the cardio. That's what I'm worried about, Sean V. I'm really worried about, Souza maybe if he comes out and blitzes a little too hard, too early. Souza, maybe he steals the end of that second round with his karate point style, then wins the third round with the decision. Do you guys think this is going to be a decision? It's definitely going to be low volume on Souza. It's just whether that Saldana is able to touch Bruno in an MMA way. Not, we're not getting weird here. Is he able to touch Bruno in the capacity that he would like? And I think he can. I honestly think he can. I was thinking about placing a money line bet on Saldana, but I ended up putting him in just an underdog parlay to just kind of ride with, and we'll see what happens. But that's what you guys are saying in the chat. You guys are on Souza. Toss up of all toss ups. I I'm kind of head that way too. If you guys, what we'll do is, since I put Ryan Hall in there, I mean, it's 34-34. So vote now. If you guys are picking Ryan Hall, that means we're going to skip this fight. But right now, it's Saldana 34, Souza 34, 35 votes in. I don't know what we're supposed to do here. Saldana now ahead. Are we going to skip this? No, Oliver, these are usually me and Angelo. Angelo's doing who knows what, so he gave me the logins. I don't even think I'm supposed to be live, honestly. He told me, here's the logins in case something happens with the channel, in case something happens to me. He's told me specifically, do not go live. Do not go live. I do not trust you to go live. You are going to screw everything up. Everyone will leave. Everyone will unsubscribe. So I said, you know what? Let's go live. Let's see. Let's see what happens. Take the over instead. What is the over-under on this? Over 2.5. Do you guys want to do the over 2.5? Over 2.5. Bruno, Saldana. We got to decide here. We have to decide. Right now, Saldana. I'm leaning Saldana. It's going more Saldana. Do you guys want the underdog? This is a tough... I mean, this is an opening fight, man. Let's go back to it. We'll come back to this. Remind me to come back, and we'll re-vote. Okay? Let's get up because this is going to be a tough one. We don't want to start with a loss. Let's get the rest of the cards, see how we feel with the favorites, the underdogs, and then we'll come back to the Saldana and the Souza fight. I think that over 2.5. Yeah, I think the over 2.5 might. Let me pencil in the over 2.5, and then we'll go with that. Actually, you know what? Can I even do that on Bet Online? Hold on, guys. Because I have to place those on Bet Online. Because Angelo does things a little bit different. Can I do a... let me see if I can put this. Parlay. I can. Okay, so it's no big deal. We're going to pencil in over 2.5. We're going to move on to the next fight. And then we'll come back to it and see if some minds change. Once we get some more people in, we'll see how the rest of the people vote and everything else. So... I'm looking forward to this card, guys. I know we didn't really talk about it. Is there a fight that you guys... I can't believe... First of all, the Dvorak and Nikolai fight, why is that not on the main card? Does anyone understand? Those are two ranked fighters. Like, ranked... Both very good. And they're like the second or third fight on the prelims? Like, what the hell is that? Why is that not on the main card? I don't get it. So let's move on. You can see the stats here. Luis Saldana, Bruno Souza... Blah, blah, blah. Let's move on. Next up, we have... Oh, boy. We have Alias Kebab. I'm trying, guys. I'm trying. Let me end the poll. Hold on. Let me put the next poll up. Oh, boy. It's not letting me put the next poll up. Come on. Poll me. We have Alias Kebab Kizriev, right? Here we go. Who wins? Kizriev or Dennis? Well, we keep it real simple here. And this one's pretty straightforward. The DraftKings info is not on here because, you know, Angelo's, you know, lazy, doing what he does. But let me look it up for you guys. We have Kizriev at $9,300. And then we have Dennis at $6,900. Nice. $6,900. Now, I'll be honest with you guys. When I first started watching these fights and these fighters and this matchup specifically, I watched Kizriev, and I understand why he's a favorite. He should be the favorite in this matchup because Denis, however you pronounce his name, is, I don't want to say clueless on the ground, but really gets dominated on the ground. So, I mean, that is why Kizriev is the favorite. But Kizriev is really not that great either. I mean, if you look at the people he's fought, you look at his striking is very, very basic. It's basically just throwing bombs, and if he misses bombs, then he goes for the takedowns. So, I mean, Kizriev is going to be the pick in this matchup because I assume he's going to grapple. But if this turns into a striking matchup, like just like a pure striking matchup, this is going to get crazy. The odds are minus 1,000 now. No way. There's no way, right? Where's it minus 1,000? What the hell are you seeing that? Oh my God, it's minus 1,100. I gotta bet Dennis. Right? I gotta bet Dennis. Because Kisriev is a guy that if this is grappling, he'll dominate the matchup. You think that, okay, let me pin this comment. Let me Oh, I forgot I had that other comment pinned forever. Ali is a better striker. I disagree, honestly. I honestly disagree. I think if this is a striking matchup, obviously Kisriev can knock him out and might knock him out. But this is like, Kisriev has like a 98% chance of winning if he grapples. I would say 98% chance winning. Anything, I mean, weird things can happen, but it might be 99% chance. But if this is a striking match, I mean, this might be 60-40 Kisriev. In my mind, it might be 50-50 in the striking. I mean, this is going to be, he's going to grapple, Guys, I'll be honest with you. I'm going to place a flyer bet here on Dennis at plus 700. I mean, I have to, right? Plus 700. What do you, I mean, I'm going to put a unit on it. I'm putting a unit on it. I have Kisriev in my draft. I'm going to have Kisriev in my DraftKings. Let's flip through the stats here. I'm going to have him in my DraftKings. He should absolutely win the fight. I'm telling you, he should dominate the fight. But if this is striking, Dennis, short notice, coming in, just throwing bombs. I've seen him throw bombs before. A puncher's chance? I'm just saying, guys. This is one of those, I called it before in these matches where sometimes there's grapplers that do not like to grapple and they get knocked out. I said it with Phil Hawes against Chris Curtis. I said if Phil Hawes doesn't grapple, he's getting knocked out. Obviously, Chris Curtis is a much, much better striker than Dennis. I said it in the Brennan Allen Chris Curtis fight. I know it's always Chris Curtis, but he got knocked out. I'm just saying. The full card parlay is going to be Dennis. Kisriev. Everyone should pick Kisriev. I would not place money on minus 1,100 on Kisriev. That seems crazy to me. I thought minus 500 was crazy. In my mind, these odds should be like minus 350. So I'm going to take the plus 700, a little bit of a flyer there. Kisriev definitely is going to be in the full card parlay. We'll see if that comes back to haunt you guys. So we're gonna fly through this. I mean, I'm gonna have to sing some songs. This is not gonna last 2 hours, right? What else should we do in this live stream? We can do whatever we want. There is no Angelo here. We are free and clear. I also have this up too. We'll look at this later. Oh my God, lock of the week. Come on, guys. That's a little teaser. We'll look at that later. Let's get to the next fight, guys. And this is the one that I honestly think is going to be fight of the night. I love that Lee McMahon, their partner. Unreal. I think this is going to be fight of the night. 100%. Did you guys post your bets yet? We didn't do a betting video. Angelo's been going he's been crazy busy this week. He's been texting me, I'm stressed. Oh my God. I was FaceTiming him last night. He was crying in bed. He was curled up. I was trying to console him, Angelo's going to be okay. Everything's going to work out. So we didn't do the betting video. I'll post my bets on Twitter before the fights because I'm going to end this stream probably an hour or so before the fight starts. So, I'll place my bet. I'm going to tell you guys I'll tell you guys the bets I place right now if you want to. That's no big deal to me. The first bet I placed, I put 2 units on. And now I'm there's a few bets I placed this week where I placed them early and then I'm that's not good. Because the first bet I placed was on Dana Batgaral. And I honestly think that he's a way better fighter in that matchup. But it is going to be first round or bust. So I put a 2-unit bet on him at it was minus 155 at the time, and now it's almost a pick'em fight. Bet Online still has that minus 130, so I don't feel great about that. My Twitter, I'll put my Twitter. Hold on. Twitter is that in the chat. So I put a 2-unit bet on Dana. I think he's got the speed. I think he's got the power. We'll talk about it later. The next bet I place is the unit bet on, and Angelo really hates this one. Because I knew the second I saw Sarah McMahon on this card, I'm like, Angela's gonna pick Sarah McMahon because he is just upset. What is his deal with wrestlers? Every time anyone can wrestle, he's like, oh, they can dictate the pace, so they're gonna win. He loves Sarah McMahon in the matchup. I put Cara Rosa. I put a unit bet on inside the distance because I've seen Sarah McMahon get tired. And when you start getting tired against Cara Rosa and she starts punching with volume, I think it's going to be one of those like standing TKO situations. We'll talk about that later. That's one of the bets I placed, a unit on inside the distance. It's only a plus 205. So, yeah, bigger cage. Sean, you mentioned, I almost forgot that. This is like a real life cage, a bigger cage. So we'll see what happens there. The next bet I placed, come on, Alexei Oleinik. I put 2 units at plus 350 submission win. I mean, come on. I mean, that's the easiest bet we've ever seen. I'll talk about those a little bit more in depth once we get to those matchups. Then I put a parlay. I have a full unit parlay, and this is my old man parlay. It's going to be Angelo. I might leave this, honestly, Bunkiki. I might leave this up the entire stream. That might be the best, and it's actually true too. Every time I go over, I'm like, dude, you got to change. I'm not going to sit on the couch with you and watch fights while you're in a singlet. And know what he also does? He has like a little spray bottle that he fills with water. He watches the fight and he sprays himself so it looks like he's sweating too. So he sits there on the couch in a singlet and he'll spray himself and he'll sit there and just start like... And he'll have a timer going to where every 3 minutes, like when the fight's in between rounds, he'll get up, he'll put the ice pack on the back of his neck, he'll get the inswole, he's like putting the stuff on the inswole on his eye and stuff. This is what he does. Well, I'm like, dude, can you just watch like, what are you doing? Like, just watch the fights, man. You're not wrestling right now. Just watch the fight. What the hell are you doing to watch the fights? So, I mean, that really is what he does. So, I mean, that's 100% there. So, I don't know what we were talking about. Oh, my underdog parlay. So, I put a full unit on Matt Brown and Alexei Oleinik. That's my underdog parlay. I stacked those two guys up and got plus 3. What are these guys? 370 something. That's my other one. I just put a. I have a. I almost said 5 unit. I have a 2 unit favorites parlay. And these are my favorite. These are my favorites that I felt like that I feel really good about. And obviously, there's one in here that is like a little bit of a flyer now, but it's gonna be Askar Askarov. I got him at minus 350. This 5 favorite parlay. Askar Askarov. I got Manon Fioraro. At minus 400. I got Curtis Blaydes, minus 410. I put Dana in there at minus 150. And then I have Kizriev in there. And I got him at minus 550 in that parlay. Thank God. Jesus. At minus 550. I wouldn't even put minus 1100. I wouldn't even put him in parlays at minus 11. It's not even worth the risk. In something in MMA where people have a legit puncher's chance, and these guys are big humans with big fists flying, like my fist. Like if I could knock anyone out at any moment. In situations like that, minus 1100, it's not even worth it. That's like last night, if you guys are watching March Madness, Purdue was a minus 1100 against the Peacocks. I was putting parlays together. I'm like, I'm not going to touch that. Anything can happen. And that's basketball where there's 5 people or there's 10 people on the court, or 5 people, and that's like a little bit more controlled situation. In MMA, minus 1100, I wouldn't touch him in parlays at minus 1100. So that's my favorites parlay. I put 2 units on that. Then I have a 1.85 unit bet on what the hell is this? Oh, the Kizriev under 1.5. So I got that at minus 185. I'm wondering what that is right now. Where's that Kizriev fight? It's gone. I don't know where it's at. Kizriev. There it is. So under 1.5 was minus 185. Now it's minus 210. So I feel good about that one. Then I'll be honest, guys. I put a and don't tell anyone I did this, but I'm gonna tell you guys, and definitely don't tell Angelo I did this, because if this doesn't hit, don't just, this is between me and you guys, okay? I put a, and some of these are like overlapping my last parlay, but I put a 5-unit parlay bet. And this honestly was inspired. Josh Locke's in the chat. This was like inspired. This was like a Josh Locke's inspired parlay. I put a 5-unit parlay bet, and this is what I have. I have Mcmahon again, Curtis Blaydes again, Askar Askarov again, and then I have Borishev and Alexa Grosso. So that's the last time I'm going to mention that parlay. But if it hits, I mentioned it, so we're good to go. And then I have another parlay. Oh, and then my underdog parlay I talked about, which is Saldana, Nikolai, and Gutierrez. So I kind of cover my Dana parlays a little bit with that underdog parlay. And then that bet I just placed on Dennis, 1 unit plus 700. So, woo! Those are my bets. Where were we at? We're talking about, what is this? How do I get this thing off the, I gotta go back through? Oh, hi. There we go. Okay, next up, we've got Matthias, Nikolai, and David Dvorak. Again, these are ranked fighters fighting on the prelims. I don't get it. I think this is going to be fight of the night. These guys are both, I think they're mirror images of each other. Honestly, mirror images of each other. Their striking is very similar, both very fast, both powerful when they need it. Their grappling is very similar. I might give the edge a little bit to Nikolai. And if I'm Nikolai in this matchup, I think I would rely on my grappling a little bit more on the striking because the striking is so even. And I think Nikolai with that wrestling advantage, just a slight wrestling advantage. I'm worried about if Nikolai has to defensive wrestle, whether he's going to be able to get back to his feet. But if I'm Nikolai in this matchup, I strike. The last, minute of the first round, I go all in for a takedown. Okay? Second round, I strike. Last minute of the second round, I go all in for a takedown. Because if you're just able to secure a takedown in the last minute of each round, that's how you win decisions. The judges, that's all. The judges, we all know the judges are stupid, right? All the judges are idiots. They hardly remember anything that happens over 5 minutes. They see something that happens in the last 30 seconds, the last minute, and they're like, oh my God, that guy's incredible. So if you shoot a takedown, you're able to get a takedown in the last minute in a match that's probably going to have some very even striking, you're going to win those rounds. Even striking, you get a takedown. Even if you don't get it, if you're pressuring, if you're on their legs, you're picking up, you're doing something, the judges can be like, oh my God, that guy was the pressure fighter. Oh, 10-9 for him. And that's how you win the fight, because I don't know if anyone, I forgot the poll. All right, here's the poll. Who wins? Nikolai, see if I can spell it right, or Dvorak? Ask your community. So we'll see what you guys feel about this. This is definitely a toss-up matchup. I put Nikolai in my underdog parlay because I think he's just a little bit better on the ground. And if it gets there, if he's able to get it there, that's how he can win the fight. But these dudes are like mere images of each other. And I think that this is going to be 100% fight of the night. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Dvorak has good sprawls. So we'll see if Nikolai can get those takedowns. If it is just a striking match, this is going to be an absolute barn burner. And if Dvorak, I mentioned in our breakdown, if Dvorak is trying to wrestle, because you've seen him, occasionally try to offensive grapple or offensive wrestle, he's going to have a hard time, man. Because Nikolai against Tim Elliott, we saw what Tim Elliott did against, Tagir? Yeah, I always want to say Tamir. Against Tagir, Tim Elliott was like all in on takedowns against Nikolai, 1 of 10. And if you watch that fight, Tim Elliott was like, when I talk about all in, Tim Elliott's one of those guys that's like all in all the time. But he was like all in on those takedowns and couldn't take Nikolai down when we saw Tagir just kind of get tossed around by Tim Elliott. So I think the striking is even in this matchup. I'm putting the wrestling and the grappling a slight edge for Nikolai, but this is a close fight. So we'll see. I'm going to give this a second, catch up with the chat a little bit. Nikolai's only chance to win are those Dvorak's fights because he fights down the ground. I don't know what everyone sees in Dvorak. Even if he wins, I think he's getting beat up. He's getting beat up by every top 5 flyweight. Cop would knock him out. Yeah, there's some guy. I mentioned this before when I break down fights. There's some guys that are very, very good fighters. Obviously, they're very good fighters because they're at this level. And there's some guys that are like next level guys this is a matchup where we're going to find out who that next level guy is. This is a title eliminator. Somebody is going to get exposed in this matchup, and we're going to find out which one of these guys is like an actual, like real life, championship level caliber guy. So let me go through here. We're going to do probably the over 2.5 on the Saldana. I'm just making sure I write my notes here. Let me look at the votes here. I mean, people are leaving on Nikolai. Dvorak is sloppy on the feet. He hits hard, but he's sloppy. Dvorak, put your house on it. I'd like to see that bet slip. If you're telling other people to put their house on it, I'd like to see your bet slip. Tweet it at me. I'd like to see your house mortgage in a bet slip. Because you can't tell other people to bet on something unless you bet on something. That's what we do here at We Want Picks. I don't tell you how to spend your money. If you tell me who you should bet on, I don't know, and I don't give a shit, honestly. I'll tell you who I'm betting on and how I'm betting on them. I just went through all my bets. That's how I feel. I will never, ever tell you what to do with your money. Like, I have a lock of the week. That's how I view the lock of the week. I will never tell you to put money on lock of the week. I do. I mean, every single week, and I do fantastic doing it, but, this is your guys' money. If you're telling people to spend their money, you better be spending your own money on that stuff. So, whoo! Please, guys, go cash your Nikolai tickets now. Oh my God! So Mario, if Nikolai wins in a few hours, I need you back in the chat. I need you back in the comments, sending everyone an apology. If people give up their Nikolai tickets now, are you gonna pay those back? Nothing is, even when I say it's a lock, obviously nothing is a lock. And when people are like so sure about things, especially in a matchup that's this close, it's so dumb. No offense, Mario, but it's so dumb. All right, let's go to the next matchup, guys. Oh my God, I clicked it. Oh, there's the stats. Fun little Angelo stats for you. Next up, we have what also could be the fight of the night, and the fight that literally is scaring me half to death because I have money on Dana. A lot of money is coming in on a Chris Gutierrez. These are plus 130. Let me look at best fight odds and see what kind of everyone else is looking at here. Because let me end this poll. So are we going to do Nikolai? We're doing Nikolai. Nikolai is going to be the full card parlay there. So we're going to have that. I wrote that down. And I could have sworn that this fight was like I'm seeing plus 110, plus 115 for Gutierrez, plus 105. He's not quite make it to a complete pick'em yet, but it's definitely moving. Definitely moving. And in this matchup, listen, Angelo said Dana is a first-round of bust guy. He has real power. And I talked about it in my breakdown. This dude will throw a right hand from, like, another state. Like, they're in Columbus right now. He will cock that right hand back in Indianapolis, Indiana, and throw it from there. I mean, I mentioned the I mentioned the Cody Garbrandt when he just loaded up and knocked did he knock out Munoz? When he knocked him out, dude, he takes that thing off his ankle and throws that thing over the top, and he's got a nasty left hook on top of it as well. I think he's gonna have the speed advantage. He doesn't have the cardio advantage, obviously, in this matchup. And Chris Gutierrez is very, very good. This is one of those matchups where I think Chris Gutierrez is very good. Who's that next level guy? Is it gonna be Dana? Is it gonna be Gutierrez? Let me put a poll up. Who wins? I'm interested to see this one because the odds are moving. Is that how you spell Gutierrez? Oh, it is. Okay. Okay, Angelo, I was going to make fun of Gutierrez or Dana. Here we go. Let's see who it is, because if you look at everyone talks about he's first round or bust. Back in the day, I think this was 2013. Let me see. Dana Batgara. I think it was 2013. The dude beat in a decision win, and I didn't watch the fight. I'm interested to see the stats. 2013, he beat Kai Kara France in a decision. So if people worry about cardio, you know, this and that, to beat Kai Kara-France in a decision win, I know it was a long, long time ago. That's a pretty good win that's held up in fantastic fashion. Chris Gutierrez, here's what I have in my notes for Chris Gutierrez, okay? The first thing I have is keep your hands up, especially early, because Batgarral will just kind of march you down and throw those bombs, and if they land, you're going to be asleep for 3, 4, maybe even 5 minutes. And they're going to bring the doctors in. They're going to look at you. You're going to be looking at the ref. You're going to be looking at Keith Peterson, like, what's going on, Keith? Keith's going to be like, dude, you got knocked out, man. That's what's going to happen if you don't keep your hands up. I don't see a lot of power. Do you guys agree with me that I don't see a lot of power in Chris Gutierrez? I mean, let's look at his knockouts. When I'm looking at film, it looks like a lot of just, ones and twos. He's got a split decision win. He's got a draw, TKO with the leg kicks, a split decision, another decision, sub, split decision win. I mean, he's not flatlining people. He's not knocking people out. He's kind of got, I talked about another matchup where he's got, sometimes people have power that doesn't knock you out, but it's got power to where it's like, oh shit, I just got hit in the face. I think he kind of has that type of power to where he can get respect with his power, but I don't think he's going to knock out Dana with his power. He throws a lot of blind kicks, which worries me because Dana is so powerful and so quick coming over the top that if you throw a blind kick and he's right there and it's on your chin, it's lights out. He has good cage control. If I'm Gutierrez in this matchup, he has a tendency to get wild. Once he works into a fight, he'll start getting a little bit wild. He'll start throwing spinning back fists. He'll start just rushing forward, Superman punches, doing wild stuff. If I'm Chris Gutierrez, I don't let Dana settle down in this matchup, because if Dana is able to find his range in his first minutes and then throw bombs for the last 4 minutes of the first round, you could be in some real trouble. You have to set the pace early. If I'm Chris Gutierrez, honestly, I come in with a little flying knee, a little spinning back fist, a little front lead elbow, something to make Dana question his pressure in this matchup. I'll be honest, guys, when I look at these guys, I see Dana as that next level guy. I really do. I see him as that next level just assassin, man. Because when you're at this level, I talked about this in the Dan Hooker Arnold Allen matchup. And I hate keep going back to this, but I was very right about that matchup. Dan Hooker is a very, very good fighter. But when you want to be one of those next level guys, you have to be very good at something. There's got to be something that you're much better at than everybody else. You had Conor with the speed. You have Francis with the power. You have Usman. Usman's kind of just very good at everything. But Usman's got kind of like that power jab that just affects people, and you can't knock him out. You got Colby with the wrestling. You got Izzy with the striking. You have Glover with the wrestling. Dan Hooker was a guy just not very, not great at anything. When I look at Chris Gutierrez, very good fighter, I don't see that next level. When I look at Dana, I see that next level power. He has next level power in the bantamweight division. He's going to have the power advantage over most people. That's kind of how I see this matchup, guys. I mean, you can tell me if I'm wrong. It looks like the chat, the votes are agreeing with me somewhat. I mean, it's 65%. I'm actually kind of surprised that they're a little bit at that high. I mean, he is the favorite, but we're going to add him in the full card parlay. Let me check up with the chat here. Decision is plus 425. My God, decision plus 425. That's an interesting one. I still think I think he comes in and just throws bombs and it eventually lands one. A hard leg kick will make most guys question plenty. I agree, Herb. I love your work in the octagon. I appreciate you being here. I agree. A hard leg kick will mess some people up. It'll take some power out of Dana, and we'll see what happens. But if you throw those blind leg kicks, we saw what happens with that too. I picked Jason Witt in a matchup last summer where he threw a blind leg kick in like the first 30 seconds and just got completely just flatlined. Was that against Brendan Allen? I can't remember who it was, but he threw a blind leg kick and you cannot throw blind leg kicks, and that's what I'm worried about with those leg kicks. So if he lands them, yeah, but we'll see what happens here. There's a lot of money that came in on Chris at the end, but we're gonna go with Batgarral in the parlay. He's in my parlays. I have a money line bet on him as well, so we're gonna go with Batgarral in this matchup, and let's move on to Angelo's. There's the stats. Fun. And this is the matchup that Angelo really likes for Sarah McMahon. And I'll be honest with you guys. She came in to the weigh-ins Semmelsberger, that's what it was. Thank you, Joe Todora. That was, yeah. That matchup, Jason Witt, I was like, oh, he's just going to out-wrestle Semmelsberger. And just like through this like lazy, like a lazy right leg kick, hands down, and just Semmelsberger went boop, and just completely lights out. I don't think it's going to happen to Chris, but good, so.
Next up, we've got an interesting bantamweight matchup between silver medalist wrestler Sarah McMahon and Carol Rosa.
So, Angelo loves Sarah McMahon for her wrestling in this matchup. What I was about to say was, if you looked at her at weigh-ins, holy shit, does she look like she's in fantastic shape? She is like look at this picture right now. She is like shredded. And I know it's at weigh-ins, so you're usually more shredded at weigh-ins, but she looks like she is in incredible shape as far as like physical, muscular shape, which might have success early in the first round. Because this is basically gonna, this is a very clear cut. There's not much breakdown to this fight. If Sarah McMahon can get the takedowns and control Rosa, she's gonna win. If she can't, she's in trouble. And I see this as maybe Sarah, with that physicality, that extra muscle, she looks strong as hell, is able to get a takedown in the first round. But man, I've just seen her, I've just seen her gas tank fail her so many times. And correct me if I'm wrong, I just see this as maybe she's able to win the first round, and maybe this is a 3.5 bet for Sarah McMahon because she only has to win a round. But I took a Rosa. That was one of my bets, was a Rosa inside the distance, because Rosa is no slouch on the ground. She is no slouch in wrestling. We talk about jiu-jitsu, but in wrestling as well, she has her own takedowns. So I imagine she's going to be able to make Sarah work for those takedowns. It's not going to be an easy, just blast double, take her to the ground, control her. She doesn't have to work. She's going to have to work for these takedowns if she even gets them. And if she's working that entire first round into the second round, we've seen her get tired before. I feel like Rosa is going to be able to withstand the takedowns early and then just pick up the pace. And Rosa's last fight, she threw 219 strikes. If she starts laying volume on McMahon after McMahon has been shooting takedowns, and gasses herself out with those big muscles that she has now, I have an inside the distance bet on Rosa. Angelo is on the other way of this. He thinks that she's going to be able to get the takedown. Rosa is a much better mixed martial artist than McMahon. McMahon gets tired. I see an inside the distance opportunity. Some people, I think Mbe said maybe she can get a sub on the ground. She could reverse a position. I think that's how McMahon, wasn't that how McMahon lost against Pena? Or am I thinking of someone else? Sarah McMahon. Because I think she was dominating Juliana Pena, if I'm remembering correctly. Don't quote me. Yeah, so that Juliana Pena matchup was interesting because she actually was like kind of dominating Juliana Pena. First round, takedown, control, boom. Second round, takedown, control, boom. Third round, that takedown got a little tough, and Juliana Pena just judo threw her to the ground and submitted her. And once McMahon was on her back in the third round, it was like she had nothing to offer in that situation. She was tired. She was able to just judo throw her and get the sub within like 30, 40 seconds of judo throwing her to the ground. So I kind of see the fight playing the same way. I don't think Rosa's going to take her down, but I can see McMahon, that third round, lazy shots. Here comes the shots. All of a sudden she's covering up. Rosa's just chasing her down because Rosa is incredible kickboxer. She's a good striker. The thing that I'm worried about, oh shit, I keep forgetting. I know you guys are going to vote, but I'll pull it anyway. Let's end this one, and then I'll put the poll up for a few seconds. But I think that you guys are going to be on Rosa on this one anyway. The thing I'm worried about the most, especially early on in this matchup, is Carol Rosa loves that Muay Thai clinch. And that Muay Thai clinch is great unless you face someone that it also wants to be in the clinch. McMahon wants to close that gap. So if you bring McMahon into that clinch, she's right there to be able to do what she does to try and shoot takedowns. So if I'm Rosa, I kind of stay away from the clinch in this matchup. Let me throw up this poll real quick just to make sure I'm double-checking my bases here, that nobody is on the McMahon side. Or I don't think that the majority will be on the McMahon side, but we'll see what we do here. How do you guys feel? Let me look at the stats for a little bit. So you see there's strikes landed per minute is crazy. because obviously the strike differential for McMahon, she's a wrestler, so she's not going to throw a ton of strikes, but 7.88 strikes per minute. Do some quick math. That's like 150 strikes a second. If you're doing, if it's 7.88, 7.88 strikes per minute. Minute is 60 seconds. So 7.8, and you divide it. That's 4. It's 4 to 5, and then you have to do it to hours, which is there's 60 minutes in an hour. It's like 100 strikes a second, basically. So I mean, that's high volume. Oh, I forgot I can do this stuff too. Can you guys hear? Can you guys hear that stuff? The laugh. Nice. Oh, I just did it twice, so sorry about that. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but that's the new thing they added in this app. Anyway, yeah, I think it's gonna be Rosa all the way, guys. So we'll end this poll so we can get the next one up. So Rosa's going to go in the full card parlay. Got that highlighted. So basically, just so you guys know, the full card parlay right now is all of my picks. So if you watch the Tuesday breakdown, the Tuesday matchup, all my picks are so far what you guys are picking as well. So the People's Champ is coming through 100%. Could you guys hear that laughing? I'm interested if you could. There's a lot of different noises here. We can go through these real quick if you guys could hear that. There's this one. Huh? Wah, 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 wah. Is it loud? Is it annoying? There's all sorts of stuff in here. I mean, Angelo left me with like, oh God, this channel's going to be done. What's this? That's like lock of the week, lock of the week. Da-da-da. It's not a, it's like a soundboard, but it's like built into this app. So what we stream through is called Melon. And it's got air horn, it's got clapping, it's got gasping, it's got drums. Da-da-da. That's kind of like Angelo's laugh. Angelo, if you ever hear Angelo laugh, he's like, it's like he's a very evil person. Like his laugh is like a very evil person. All right, moving on. Let's get to the next one. This one, did you kill Angelo? No, but we all know that I could if I wanted to. Allegedly. I don't know how you're supposed to word that. Let me put this poll up, and then we'll talk about this matchup. We got Mark versus Vlacheslav. And I think that this is going to be a, you know, if this is a striking match, who is Borshev is the striking coach at it's not Tiger Muay Thai, is it? Or is it Team Alpha Male? I think he's the striking coach at Team Alpha Male. Can someone correct me on that? I think he's the striking coach at Team Alpha Male. If this is a striking only battle, Mark is a guy that is a one-punch guy. He's like considered this one-punch guy that he doesn't knock anyone out. Let's go through the record again, guys. Come on. Mark, would you guys agree that he is like a one-punch guy? Because he didn't throw a ton of volume. Let me look at the stats real quick. Let me click over the stats. I mean, 3 strikes landed per minute. I mean, that's not crazy volume, especially, I mean, it's half of Borshev in this matchup. He's supposed to be this, like, knockout artist. You look at his matchup here, or his record, and he's got 6, KO TKOs and 14 wins. That's not a knockout guy. His last knockout win was 2017 in his in the UFC Fight Night 107. It's a 30-second knockout. He lost to Jakar Close, Dan Hooker, Nasrat, beat Joseph W in decision, Lando Venata in decision, lost to Rafael Fiziev. You know the interesting part about Rafael Fiziev fight? Bit of a wrestler now. Let me highlight this because I want to talk about this. He's talking about Mark, I assume, is if you watch that Fiziev fight, he was taken down and controlled by Fiziev. And when you say bit of a wrestler, Mark is a guy that goes to the wrestling when nothing else is working. In this matchup, if he wants to try and change that, I think he probably should, because we've seen Borshev getting taken down before, and I know he's a striking coach at Team Alpha Male, but he's working with Uriah to like try to become a better wrestler, and he can get back to his feet, but he can't really defend takedowns very well. If I'm marking this matchup, I think that my path probably is to just try and wrestle and wear this guy out, because Borshev will get wild, man. This guy will tire himself out in the striking if you let him tire himself out. So if you mix in some grappling on top of it, when he gets back to his feet, he's one of those guys that wants to give one back if he takes one, right? So if you take him down, he's going to get up and he's going to start throwing bombs because you kind of pissed him off because you just took him down. And he can wear himself out doing that. If we look at his 6-1 record, how many times has he really gone to a decision? Am I wrong in this? No, he's been to a decision, a split decision, a unanimous decision, a couple years ago. But the last 4 fights, first round, first round, all TKOs. If you're Mark, you got to extend this, man. You have to extend this fight as long as you can. And by doing that, it's really with the grappling. What I was going to allude to, the reason I pinned this comment was Borshev, I know he's the striking coach, but if you look at how easily that Fiziev, who is also the striking coach at Tiger Muay Thai and not a wrestler at all, if you look how easy that Fiziev was able to take down and control Mark, if I'm Borshev, and Mark is expecting you to be this like fantastic striker, I might shoot like a blast double off the rip and just wear down Mark in that matchup. Win the first round, show him that there's other things that he needs to worry about, and that's going to set up your striking tenfold, either later in the first round, in the second round, or in the third round. I'm being dead serious that if I'm Borshev in this matchup, Mark, I know that he's going to be the better wrestler, but if he's worried about your striking, I level change, shoot a blast double into a single, do something to where Mark is going to be like, oh shit. Like now he is all of a sudden wrestling it too, so I got to worry about the kickboxing, the head kicks coming in. Now I got to worry about level changes, and then I start throwing head kicks and feints off that. So I think this is a Borshev matchup all the way, because I think it's going to be a striking. I think he can hold his own enough in the wrestling. But I'm telling you what, if I'm Borshev, I come in, shoot a takedown, show that level change the eye level of Mark a little bit, and then go to the striking after that. So, whoo! I mean, that was a long... I don't think Fiziev has much power in his hands. Mbe, come on. There's no way you actually think that. There is no way you actually think... I know Fiziev, I mean, he doesn't really knock people out, but the dude... Have you ever seen him hit a bag or his kicks? Snap, and that dude throws gas on everything. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I agree with what Paul says. I mean, his kicks are definitely more powerful than his punches, but Jesus Christ. I mean, that guy throws bombs. So I think, let me look at the chat here. The poll. We're going to end the poll. I mean, this is a Borshev, Borshev all the way here. So we're still aligned with me. You guys are picking exactly how I picked in the matchup so far. So we're feeling good about this. This next matchup will be interesting as well. Let me go to my slides here. Let me get ready for this. Let me pull the poll up. Who wins? The Haitian sensation, Neil, or Max? Very easy. And listen, let me prelude this a little bit with saying that I am a Neil Magny guy. I have nothing against Max Griffin, but for some reason I've always liked Neil Magny. I think he's almost like he's like very Dan Hooker-esque, to where he's very, very good everywhere. And I admit that I don't think Neil Magny is that next level guy. But in this matchup, I just think he's just the more complete mixed martial artist in this matchup. If it goes to the ground, I think he's got the advantage there. In the striking, he's got the length. The thing that worries me a little bit is Neil Magny enjoys that clinch. And when you kind of invite people in, right, because you'll see Neil Magny a lot of times, he'll back up, he's got his back against the cage, people throw bombs, so his hands up, he'll slip it, and then he'll try and grab you, and off that clinch, that's where he likes to work. He'll throw elbows in there, he throws his knees up there, he'll even go for a takedown through the clinch. But when you're against that cage, before you're actually in the clinch controlling people, because he's a taller guy, he's a longer guy, he's able to hold people there, but before you actually get there, people are throwing shots to get there. And Max Griffin's one of those guys that if he throws a shot at the right time and you dip when you're supposed to dive, it's going to be issues for Neil Magny. So, this is I like Neil Magny at minus 230. What are the odds right now? I'm interested to see what the odds are right now, because when I picked this matchup and I mentioned it, Neil Magny's at minus 300 in some of these matchups. When I broke down this fight, because what I do when I break down this fight is, or when I break down all fights, is I obviously I know these guys ahead of time, but I watch the film on one, I watch the film on the other, and then I decide in my mind who I'm gonna pick, and then I try to think who is the favorite in this matchup, because that's how I choose my lock of the week. If you want to know how I choose my lock of the week, it's very easy. I break down fighters. I think, who do I think is going to win this fight? And then if they turn out to be an underdog, I'm like, okay, well, there is a prospect for lock of the week. I broke down this fight. I watched Neil Magny. I know Neil Magny. I watched him. Very good. I watched Max Griffin. I know Max Griffin. I watched him. I watched this fight. My pick was going to be Neil Magny, and I thought, oh my God, this is going to be the easiest lock of the week of all time, because I honestly thought that Neil Magny was going to be the underdog in this fight. I don't think he should be the underdog, but for whatever reason, I thought that Neil Magny was going to be the underdog in this fight, and I was going to pick Neil Magny as my lock of the week. So with that said, I think these odds are a little crazy. Minus 230 seems a little crazy to me. They're all the way at minus 300. Which seems kind of crazy to me. If Neil Magny is able to get this fight to the ground, I think that's where he has the most advantage. But this is just a striking matchup, especially early. You could see Max Griffin having some real success in the striking. Max is only going to win if Neil gets knocked out. I think Griffin decision is live. Mbe, I'm 100% with you there. I think this is a lot closer matchup than people think. Take Max by finish, only decision, no action. We have Mbe thinking that that Max is going to win decision. You have somebody thinking that the only way he can win is inside the distance. Magny gets taken down too easily. I don't see Max really. I don't think he grapples in this matchup. I don't think he really wants to play with Neil Magny. I agree that Neil Magny has good offensive wrestling, but his defensive takedowns are a little suspect. I agree with that. I think the biggest thing in this matchup. Let me get some sweet tea. Woo, woo, good sweet tea. That's Kane's sweet tea too. Duffy's cup, or Dickie's cup, sorry, and Kane's sweet tea. Do you guys have Kane's? Oh my God! When I moved to Texas, was the first time I had Kane's. Unbelievable. I mean, just so simple, just chicken tenders. Their sauce is incredible. Their sweet tea. Oh my God, incredible. Here's how I feel like this is gonna go. I think Max is gonna look good early. I think he's gonna have the pressure in the first round. Neil's gonna invite him in. The optics of when you invite somebody in when you want to play that clinch game is not good, because a lot of times Neil Magny's back is against a fence, and he'll be controlling the clinch against the fence, but the optics of it, when you're one of those stupid judges, because we know judges are stupid, when you're one of those stupid judges, even if you have somebody in the clinch, like a Muay Thai clinch, but your back is against the cage, there's going to be, Sal Diamato? Is that his name? Sal, the judge, that's always wrong. He's always wrong. He looks at that and he's thinking, oh my God, Max Griffin's just dominating.
This might be a 10-8 for Max Griffin, because oh my God, look at this cage control that he has against Neil Magny. I can't believe they're not stopping this fight the way he's just holding him against the cage.
When in reality, Neil Magny is winning that round. So I think Max Griffin is going to be able to steal kind of the first round. And then when Neil Magny is picking up the pressure, let me click over the stats so you guys can see the stats. Yeah, Sal Diamato, just a complete clown show. When Neil Magny is able to pick up the pressure, that's when you're going to see Max Griffin kind of take a step back. Because we saw in the Max Griffin-Carlos Condit fight, once Carlos Condit was able to pick up that pressure, Max Griffin was on his bike, on his back foot, did not like that pressure, and Neil Magny can bring that same type of pressure and also mix in some takedowns at the same time. So I think Neil Magny is the play in this matchup, but I wouldn't play Neil Magny at minus 300. I think, did I put him in one of my parlays? I might have him in like one of my favorite parlays. I don't know if I did, because I was just, this matchup is just like, yeah, I don't think I have him in any of my parlays either, because those odds seem a little bit crazy. If you guys want to play the Max Griffin side on this, I don't blame you. I honestly do not blame you. If you want to play, let me look at that plus 3.5. I might play that for Max Griffin, honestly. Let me see. Let's go Bet Online. If you guys want to sign up, if you guys literally want $50 free, first of all, How many people do we have in here right now? 100 and some. We have like 29 likes on the stream. I swear to God, just like the stream. Can you guys just like the stream? Please just like the stream. If you guys want some free money, sign up. Go to WeWantPicks.com/bets. I know you guys get tired of Angelo hearing it, but you literally get free money if you want to. Deposit a whole bunch of money, and we'll send you like $50. BetOnline has the plus 3.5 bet. You can get Max Griffin plus 3.5 at minus 175. Max Griffin, and my dog right now is, look at this, passed out. Like snoring. I wish I could bring the mic over there. Snoring loud. I mean, like, loud. Look at her. I should wake her up and see what happens. Should attack my face. Yeah, so you can get Max Griffin plus 3.5 at minus 175. I still don't really like that much. As much. If that was like, man, if that was like a minus 115 or something, I don't know. How do you guys feel? I mean, you guys are all over Neil in the full card parlay, which I get. He is the favorite, but I think this matchup is a little bit closer than people think. Is this on the man? This is I think the prelim might be. Oh my God! Look at this. Hold on. Here we go. Wah 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 wah. Wah 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 wah. We got some clapping. We appreciate that. We got some more clapping. Cheers. Oh my God, we appreciate that. Guys, can we send a little donation to these guys, please? They give us free predictions each week. Very grateful. I appreciate that. $4.49. Is that pounds? Is that what that is? Pounds? We do appreciate, we appreciate all donations. We do this, 100% free. That's what people get annoyed at, like the promotions and sign up for this and sign up for that. This is all free. And if you watch our picks, I went 12-1 last week, 11-1 last week. I won 19 units last week. I think over the past 5 or 6 weeks, I'm up like 80 units or something crazy to that effect. Angelo's picks are fantastic every single week. His picks are usually better than mine. His bets are always good because he's a little bit more conservative, so he is like very, very consistent with 1 or 2 units every single week winning. We do this all for free. We spend all the time. I should be out. It is 80 degrees and sunny right now, and I'm in here hanging out with you guys, and I absolutely love it. No, I'm just kidding. I do love it, guys. I love doing this. I love entertaining you guys and having fun with you guys. I appreciate it. Don't feel like you have to donate, but if you want to, if you guys are winning big and you want to throw some our way, we definitely appreciate it. Ekin, hopefully I'm pronouncing it. Ekin Zol. Ekin. Oh my God, I'm messing it up. I live in Texas. So, and this is it's Snow Hill. Look at Big Don in the chat. So this is what happens. Let me go ahead and pin this real quick. So this is Big Don, a friend of mine, personal friend of mine. He's throwing tomatoes because that's what he does because he thinks he's funny. Unfortunately, he's not. And what's going to happen here is he's going to get a permanent ban. Good friend of mine, but unfortunately, he's got to go. So we're going to permanent ban him real quick. And then we're going to end this poll and move on to the next fight. But I do appreciate the donations. If you guys can't donate, like the stream. Like the stream, comment, like you guys are doing. If you guys are in the chat, that also supports as well. That's literally the easiest thing you do. If you see a video, if you see a stream, whatever, hit it with a like button, post a comment. YouTube will be like, oh my God, those guys are doing well. So let's go ahead and move on to the next fight here. And let me post a poll. Who wins? And this one, I think, is one of the more straightforward fights on the card. Jennifer or Mena. I think that this is going to be a very, very... this is not going to be a fun fight for Jennifer and Maya. If you watch that, we'll talk about it a little bit, but there's really not a whole lot to say in this matchup. If you watch that Jennifer Maya fight against Caitlin Chukagian, I can never remember how to say her name. I think that fight's going to go just like this, except this is going to be like Caitlin on steroids, because Manon is no joke, man. She is no joke with her karate, with her Muay Thai. She's also a purple belt in jiu-jitsu, so she's working her ground game as well. She is, again, one of those fighters that is a next level fighter, man. She is 8-1 and just looks fantastic doing it. Have these odds ballooned as well? I assume that they have, but if they haven't, let me see. What are these? So minus 475, around kind of the same. But Jesus, Manon is very stiff. I'm not sure about her fight IQ. You're watching a different Manon than I'm watching, because her karate stance, the way she throws strikes, the way she keeps distance, especially in this fight. This fight was almost tailor-made for her in this matchup. Yeah, so she might have issues later on. You mentioned she might be stiff. In this matchup, I don't think it's going to really matter. Jennifer is going to try and close the distance, and she's not going to be able to. You saw her try to do that against Caitlin. Caitlin also with that kind of karate style, with those distance shots, the long jab, the front kicks. Jennifer could not get inside the pocket and was just getting beat the hell up the entire time because she could not get inside. This is going to be the exact same thing. I mean, Manon uses those front kicks, the side kicks, those karate kicks, almost the exact same way that Stephen Thompson does, to where he just keeps you away. He keeps you away. He keeps you away. You cannot get inside to get hands on her. And even if you get hands on her, she's also like a Muay Thai champion too. So she keeps you at distance. But if you want to bring inside, okay, let me get you right here. Throw some knees, throw some elbows. And she has sneaky power. Sneaky power. Manon fought nobody. Okay, let's see. There we go. This is the fun part about the Jacob show. Is that we'll just take a pause out. You say she fought nobody. Let's put it up, Sean V. How about Sean V? Manon fought nobody. Let's see. He might be right. Let's go through the record. Bueno Silva. Okay, 7-2 fighter. So she fought nobody, but she beat a 7-2 fighter. Tabitha Ricci, 6-1. Okay, so she fought nobody, but she beat a 7-2 fighter. Also beat a 6-1 fighter. Her only loss. Okay, let's go to the next one. Victoria Leonardo. So that was Victoria Leonardo was a fight where I actually picked Victoria Leonardo in that matchup, because Victoria Leonardo is very good on the ground, but she does kind of suck in the striking. But what also happened in that matchup too is Victoria Leonardo broke her hand. Her last two fights, she broke her hand in like the first minute of each fight. So she was fighting somebody with a broken hand who was very good on the ground, obviously dominated that matchup. And also Victoria Leonardo, her hair was in her face the whole time. So another able-bodied matchup, but I'll give you that Victoria Leonardo's not good. Gabriela Campos, let's look at this. First round knockout, an 8-2 fighter. Okay, so she beat a 7-2 fighter, a 6-1 fighter. She beat Victoria Leonardo after Victoria Leonardo broke her hand in the first round, but also the good fighter. Also beat an 8-2 fighter. Okay, so we're still scrolling through. You still want to stick with this argument here, because I'll go all day. We will spend 2 hours going through this, Sean. Then she beat Naomi 1-1, so now she's getting in the regional scene. And as Angelo mentioned before, once you get in the regional scene, yeah, you're going to beat people that aren't great, but that's regional. You're beating people that you're supposed to beat. Those people aren't good. Here's another regional 7-4 regional fighter. Okay, so another 7-4. Nobody with a losing record so far. So let's see, Amanda Lino, her third pro fight, 4-2. So again, not a losing record. Melanie Gigis, 3-8. So her second professional fight, she fought somebody that at the time was 2-7. So there you go. Say who those wins are against, though, Jake. I just went through everyone that she beat, and every single person has a winning record. Everywhere it's 7-2, 6-1, 8-4, 7-2, until her second pro fight. Get out of here. Get out of here, Sean. Come on. Be better than that. You can't just say stuff. Okay? We're not gonna go through the streams. We just say stuff and you get away with it. Anyway, so Manon's should dominate this matchup. As you guys can see, you're at 88%. You know, if Jennifer Maia is able to get inside and able to grapple, she could have success. Yeah, I just don't see it. Maybe if Jennifer's able to throw bombs, she doesn't have a TKO or a KO finish since 2015. And even in that sub win that she has, she was taken down. So Jennifer Maia has a sub win. I can't remember who it was against, but she has a sub win. She was taken down and then ended up throwing up, an armbar or whatever it was. So even her grappling is not that good. You know, Jennifer Maia, all respect for her. She's going to be tough in this matchup, but this is going to be a Manon matchup all the way. We'll look at the stats here a little bit. You see 7.1 strikes landed. Manon in her last fight threw 291 strikes in her last match. 291. And that's with that like karate style too, which is kind of crazy. Did Manon have a bad weight cut? I didn't see anyone. I watched the weigh-ins. I'll pin this. I watched the weigh-ins. I watched the ceremonial, whatever. I didn't see anyone that looked rough. I think the last person to weigh in was, who's actually tiny? Is Askar Askarov. It's like, I know that there were 125 dudes, but Jesus Christ, he is small. I think Luis Saldana was the last person to weigh in, and he was like looking like, you could tell he was the last person to weigh in. But yeah, no, I didn't see anything that would alarm me. So we'll pick Manon in this matchup. We'll end this pool here, and we will move on to. Guys, I'm going to put this poll up. I'm going to put this poll up, and I just want you guys to be careful, okay? I know what's probably going to happen, okay? Let me go ahead, before I put the poll up, before we get into this, let me throw this on the screen. Let me see what, so you guys know what you guys are up against, okay? Let me put this up, okay? There's my Twitter. You guys can see it there. Follow me if you'd like. This is the lock of the week record, okay? This is the lock. Here's where we start. So if you guys are new, let me explain the lock of the week. Lock of the week, I pick an underdog every single week. You'll see all these are underdogs except for Ryan Hall. I'm always going to pick my man Ryan Hall. We got the car. We got everything. We got everything. So every single week. So this started off, we've been doing this podcast for over a year now. And it started off, there was just 1 week randomly where I was like, no, this person's a lock. And everyone laughed at me and they end up winning. Then the next week I said, okay, this person's a lock. And they all laughed at me and they won again. And then I think the very next week I said, this person's a lock. And they laughed at me and they won again. So then it started to become a thing. Then I got a little full of myself. I'll be honest with you. I got a little full of myself, and I got a little too aggressive in the lock of the week. I was picking people based on looks. I was picking people based on Instagram pictures. I was going really hard into the females on the card via their Instagrams, other websites, and that's what I was basing my picks on. I was letting you guys down. I'm the people's champ. I was letting you guys down at the lock of the week over the summer. It was staggering. I was missing 2 or 3 in a row. I'd get one, miss a couple more. So late summer, whenever that Pat Sabatini card was, I said, you know what? I'm gonna lock it down. All right. I'm tired of the nonsense. I'm tired of being disrespected. Lock of the week then became a joke. Every time that I would pick a lock of the week, people would be like, oh, well, they're definitely not going to win, huh? They started, everyone in the chat turned on me. Everyone that was supporting me in the chat turned on me, and it became loss of the week. That way, every time I would, loss of the week. Here it comes. Loss of the week. Ha, ha, ha. So I said, you know what? Let me lock it down. No pun intended. Let me lock it down, lock of the week. Let me refocus and let me really deep dive into these matchups and really start making some money and some real picks. So going into this Pat Sabatini matchup, he was an underdog. Pat Sabatini's my guy. He will always be lock of the week. I think he's got a fight coming up in a month. So Pat Sabatini, boom, got him right. Ryan Hall, big favorite in that matchup. I know, but there was a lot of people who didn't like Ryan Hall in that matchup because obviously he just got knocked out by, allegedly. Boom. Melissa Gatto. Boom. TJ Brown, Arkansas Wrestling. Boom. And then we had Gennaro Valdez, who was... that Gennaro Valdez fight, I have never seen anyone as tough as Gennaro Valdez in that matchup. He was the guy, he got knocked down, I think 6 times in a span of a minute 30 and was still throwing bout. That was the unbelievable... That was like... I've never seen someone look so tough, but also look so bad. Anyway, then we went back with the Mexican Pride with John Sexy Mexi. William Knight is going to be a draw because I picked him as lock of the week on Tuesday, and on Friday he showed up like 40 pounds overweight. So I told everyone he is no longer the lock of the week. So that ends up as a draw because if I'm picking people on Tuesday, I can't be held accountable if they show up and miss weight on Friday. So I end up obviously looking off on that matchup. Then we went Gloria to Paula. Joel Alvarez, we don't talk about that. Miriam Rose, Guido Canetti, Arnold Allen. And now we've got, let's go back to this. Now we've got Alexei Oleinik. Jester, if my overall record is, I don't think there's enough space on the screen to put how many wins I've gotten overall record. Honestly, it started off, I'm trying to imagine. I used to have it all written down. It was definitely ahead in the beginning, and then over the summer, I was probably winning one of every two. But once I've refocused, once I relocked down, I mean, we're looking good. So let me put the poll up here. And if you guys vote, I mean, this could be the end of the poll here. This could be the end of the parlay. But we'll see how you guys feel. And I'll be honest with you guys, as the week has gone on with this matchup, I don't feel as great about it. I don't feel as great about Alexei Oleinik in this matchup. But I still think he's winning. I mean, he's definitely still the lock. But when you watch Oleinik, I keep seeing highlights, especially with Curtis Blaydes, because he fought Curtis Blaydes. I mean, he fought Chris Daukaus. They both, I think, both knocked out Alexei Oleinik. When you watch like the Alexei Oleinik knockouts, it's tough to watch. It is tough to watch. But if you look at Latifi, I mean, he's an undersized heavyweight. And I know Oleinik wasn't a heavyweight at all times as well. But the guy, I mean, his nickname is just, he doesn't knock people out. He doesn't knock people out. And he's got, what is it? Is it like 13 combined total strikes in his last 2 fights or something like that? He knows wrestling. He's going to try to take Oleinik down. He might take him down. And then I mean, 56%. I'm just telling you guys, Oleinik wins scrambles. If you watch that matchup against Sergey, if he has another minute in that first round, he wins that fight. So that's what somebody's saying. I hate the argument of Latifi has never been subbed. Okay, if we look at, let's do it. Let's look at Latifi's matchups and see the people that he's fought, how many times that they've also subbed people. So he beat a split decision versus Tanner Boser. Okay, Tanner Boser has 2 submission wins out of 20. Not a threat. Derek Lewis, not even going to click on it. Volkan has 1 submission win out of 17. Okay, let's look at Corey Anderson. Corey Anderson has 0 submission wins. Okay, let's look at Ovince St. Preux. Ovince St. Preux, 8 submission wins. Okay, so he beat Ovince St. Preux and didn't get submitted, but I wouldn't consider Ovince St. Preux a super submission threat, and he also submitted Ovince St. Preux, so he won that matchup. Tyson Pedro, let's see how many sub wins he has. Well, he's got 5 sub wins. Okay, good for that guy. But I'm just telling you, there's nobody. You see his interview. Only says he's tired of MMA. The highlights I've seen is that he's not ready to retire. He's just gonna keep fighting. And when you're Oleinik and the way you win is in grappling, you can do this. You can do this forever, especially against guys like Latifi who are just gonna try and take you down. I mean, he's gonna win the scramble. He's gonna find a way to get a submission win. And I honestly think everyone keeps saying that it's Oleinik is submission or bust. I think he can win a decision. I think that he can win enough scrambles, and Latifi can get tired in the second or third round that he can win a decision fight in those scrambles, in those positions where he's threatening submissions. So, I mean, this is crazy to me that he would be such a big underdog. The odds are moving, I think, even more. I think he's like a minus 200 favorite now, Alir. It's just crazy. And he does look like he's in fantastic shape. If you watch he doesn't look like that at the weigh-ins. He looks like he's in good shape. People saying, oh, he doesn't have a neck. How are you going to choke somebody out with doesn't have a neck? If Oleinik's going to be able to choke somebody out, he's going to choke somebody out. I mean, there's no doubt about that. So, I mean, Latier is a minus 225 now. So, you know, but, I mean, I have Alexei Oleinik. He's in my DraftKings lineup. I have a bet on him, a 2-unit bet on him to win by submission, plus 350. I feel good about it. I still feel good about it. We'll find out tonight what happens here just in a few short hours, but I'm still Alexei Oleinik all the way. I think he's able to win the scrambles. I don't think Latifi is going to knock him out. If I'm Latifi, I throw bombs. I just throw bombs and just wait for one to hit because I don't think Olynyk's going to be able to take Latifi down. And in the striking, we've seen Olynyk get knocked out time again. So if I'm Latifi, I don't worry about the takedowns. I just throw bombs. But if you take him down, I think he's going to get submitted, or he could get dominated in those scrambles. So and that's what somebody said, that record is insane. Yeah, Alexei Olynyk's record is insane. 59 wins, 16. I mean, he's got 46 submission wins. But let's look at Ilir Latifi's record. He's not some just crazy dominant guy. He's a 15-8 fighter. The guy loses all the time. Every time he wins 2, he loses 1. I mean, people are talking about Latifi like he's just gonna come in and dominate this. Yeah, it's live. Hot Crispy, what's up, man? This is live. Every time that he, he's not some dominant fighter. I know he's like a dominant wrestler, but he loses. And I know he's never lost by sub, but the guy loses fights. And Alexei Olynyk, he wins a lot of fights and he subs a lot of guys. So I'm not going to dwell on it too much. It looks like you guys are picking Olynyk in this matchup, so I'm going to put that in the full card parlay. So far, again, every single one of your guys' picks is also my pick, so we're feeling good about it. Again, if you guys are new here, make sure, if you guys are liking the comment, make sure you subscribe. Usually there's 2 of us here. Usually I'm not the one leading the thing. I just kind of sit back and make fun of Angelo while he does it. But today he's doing, I don't know what he's doing, but it's just me today. Make sure you subscribe, like the stream. If you guys are in here and you haven't liked the stream, what are you doing? I mean, come on, just like the stream. It's no big deal. And let's move on. The UFC Columbus tonight. Let's move on to the next matchup. We have Matt Brown, the hometown Matt Brown, Columbus, Ohio native Matt Brown versus Bryan Barberino. And in this matchup, I love Matt Brown. Let me end this poll so we get the next one up because I'm interested to see how this next one goes here. Let me add this poll here. Create a poll. Who wins? And we're going to go back to that Saldana fight too and re-vote and see what people say because I'm interested to see how that goes. Brown or Barberina? And honestly, I think that this is going to come down to, this is one of those matchups, guys, that neither one of these guys is great, right? Bryan Barberino, again, 16-8 record, not great. Matt Brown, 23-18, not great. If you're looking at the complete mixed martial artist, I mean, it's got to be Matt Brown, right? I think everyone would agree that as a complete fighter, right, from bell to bell, on the ground, on the feet, wherever this fight goes, Matt Brown's a better fighter. Bryan Barberino is just a brawler, man. He's crazy enough that, and he's tough enough that he can win the fight. This is a pick-up. What are the odds right now? I have Matt Brown in parlay. Matt Brown is a pick. It's a pick-em across the board. Complete pick-em. I think the whole hometown crowd comes into effect. It kind of pumps Matt Brown up. And I honestly think that the pressure of Matt Brown in the second round, in the third round, can overwhelm a guy like Bryan Barberino. Because if you're getting into a brawl and a firefight over and over in every single exchange, I think that Matt Brown with the crowd behind him will find that next level late in the second round, in the third round to steal those rounds. I don't see a finish in this matchup. They're both so tough. I know they both throw bombs, so anything can happen, especially Matt Brown with those elbows. I would love to see the Matt Brown elbow over the top in those close exchanges, just flatline this guy because I have Matt Brown. I could also see Bryan, just throwing those bombs that he throws, getting wild, and maybe catching Matt Brown. But I think this is an all-out brawl. Both these guys are tough as hell, man. They both want to brawl. When all things are equal, right? When you look at things and all things are equal, which I think they are a little bit, I think Matt Brown just has a little bit of an edge. And I think the hometown fans is really the edge there. And I wouldn't be surprised too if Matt Brown is using offensive grappling in this matchup. I know that he's the striking guy, and this could turn into a firefight. But if Matt Brown wants to steal rounds, he just wants to win this fight, I would turn to some offensive grappling late in rounds to try and steal rounds that are close. We'll see if he does, but this is an absolute toss-up. I'm actually kind of surprised that the votes are so heavy on Matt Brown. No doubt in my mind, this doesn't see the judges. What are the odds on this one? Because I feel like this is one of those fights where everyone's like, oh, this is for sure inside the distance. But they're both like so tough that they just beat the hell out of each other. And then they're just so tired in the third round that they can't finish the other person. I mean, if you think it's inside the distance, the line they have on this is 2.5. So you can get under 2.5 for minus 157. Does not go the distance, is favored at minus 210. Goes the distance at plus 170. I might think about that plus 170 goes the distance because I think that both these guys are so tough. So tough. That that they just kind of beat each other up so bad in the first round that they're both just so tired and can't finish each other. Just can't finish each other in the second or third round. So we'll see what happens here. It looks like we'll put Matt Brown in the parlay, which means the parlay so far is all my picks. So, yeah, let me go through the full fight card parlay here. As we got an hour now until the fight starts. So first up, we're going to revisit the Saldana-Bruno Souza fight. Because that was earlier in the stream. It was very, very close. I also put Ryan Hall in the matchup. So there was a lot of votes for good measure that came in for Ryan Hall. I don't blame you guys. So we're going to redo that one. We might play the over 2.5 on that one. So that one we're going to revisit. In the Kizriev fight, we have Kizriev in that fight. In the Dvorak and Nikolai fight, we went with Nikolai, a little slight underdog, but the chat picked Nikolai in that matchup. And remember, if you guys haven't become a member, this is members only. So this is we're putting $40 on this parlay, the full fight card parlay. We're putting $40 on it this week. And you're not going to win shit unless you're a member. So become a member. You guys help the channel. It's not just about like trying to win this money because the likelihood of a full card parlay hitting is not great, but you're supporting us. And why wouldn't you want to support us? You know. So where was I at? So we picked Nikolai in the underdog. We picked Dana in that matchup against Chris Gutierrez. We picked Carl Rosa against Sarah McMahon. We picked Borishev over Mark Diakis. We picked Neil Magny over Max Griffin. We picked Menon over Jennifer Maya. We picked Alexei Olenek, thank God, over Latifi, which I'm actually surprised we did that, but we did do that, right? I'm not lying about that. And then we just picked Matt Brown over Brian Barberina, as you can see there in the live chat. I'll end this poll. And then, damn, I have Dvorak at the moment. Yeah, maybe we'll revote. Maybe we'll go back and revote a couple of these close ones. So let's go on to the next one. You can see the striking differential there. I mean, that's a lot more strikes for Brian Barberino. So we'll see what happens. I like the takedowns, offensive grappling of Matt Brown. I think that's going to be the difference in that fight. I think his offensive grappling, I think he should just take him down, or at least try to take him down and kind of neutralize him there. We'll see what happens. It should be a fun card, especially in front of the crowd. Hometown guy in Matt Brown. So this is going to be a fun fight. So next matchup, we have Askar Askarov. Let me put the poll up. I'm interested to see this one. I am interested to see this one. Askar versus Kai France. So this is another one where, I get it. What are the odds now? So on this, it's minus 375. Where is this? They've ballooned. Oh, my God. So Askar Askarov right now is like a minus 450 on some books. And that's really, really interesting because Kai France is no joke, guys. Jester, Kai is a bum. All right, let's go ahead and pin this and see what happens. Let's dive in. Oh, you want to be that guy? You want to be the guy that shines in the chat? Let's see. Kai France. Let's see some of the people he beat. We'll go through it. It's no big deal, Jester. You want to be the man? Let's put you on the spot. Okay, former champ Cody Garbrandt, who I think we all agree is still one of the best fighters in the UFC. That guy, I wouldn't be surprised if Cody Garbrandt is the champ by the end of 2023. Flatline him. Rodrigo, oh my God. Oh my God. Hold on, let me hit the horn. We we have a 50. That's $50, right? I'm not looking at that. Holy shit. Hold on, let me do the cheers. Come on, let me do cheers. Yeah, we got the chants clapping. Unreal. I think that's the top donation maybe we've ever gotten. Add this to the parlay. So you want to do a $90 parlay. Is that what I'm saying? That's what we're saying. You know what we could do, guys? We could do the 40. We could finish this up, do the 40 parlay, and then we could do the 50 we could do $50 with that, Josh, with whatever you want to do. Like pick a how can we do this? Let's do that 50 with like half the card. Should we do it? Should we do something like that? I'm not even gonna worry about this anymore. Jester, okay, Kai's a bum, fine. We don't believe it. The guy has only lost to Brandon Moreno and Brandon Royval in the last 15 years. But go on, Queen. This is an interesting matchup. We need to figure out what we want to do. Do you want to just add it to this one? It's up to you, Josh. If we want to make this a $90 full card parlay, we can. Or we could do something different with that 50. We could do like a 5-fight parlay or something different like that. Let's just add it. I mean, just because your guys' picks so far are my picks too, so I'm confident in it. I think we should just ride it. The issue with the 5-fight parlay is even if we hit it, not many people are going to be getting a lot of money. You know what I mean? So it should be maybe we do the same parlay, but we just take out the pick'ems. So let's keep the 50 separate. We're going to stay with the 40 this week. Let's keep the 50 separate, and we'll talk about it at the end of the stream. Let's talk about this fight, and then we'll figure out the 50. But thank you so much for that 50. And if you guys haven't become a member yet, Jesus Christ, now might be the good time, because if one of these parlays hits, holy shit, these are some big 5 to 8 parlay. Okay, so he wants a 5 or 8 parlay, so we'll figure it out. Let's get through this parlay, and then we'll figure out the 50. So this is an interesting matchup. I think these odds are wide because Kai Kara-France will absolutely flatline people and is a fantastic striker. And if you watch Askar Askarov fight, he will get in those firefights. He is another one of those guys that is a very, very good grappler, but he will stand. Okay? He will stand. Don't forget to shout the new member. We have a new. Oh my God! Jesse, that's why you're a mod, man. I didn't even realize. I can't even say that name, but thank you. Thank you for becoming a member. That is a big, big deal for us. We appreciate it. And now you are eligible for this $40 parlay and maybe another $50 parlay on top of it. So, this is going to be an incredible week for us. 100%. Thank you, Jesse, for the reminder there. That's why you got the big boy mod. So, as I was saying, Askar Askarov is a guy that if he wants to just grapple Kai Kara-France, it's not going to be easy because we saw Kai Kara-France in that wasn't it that Bontorin fight where he was basically just completely dominated on the ground for 4 minutes that first round, got up and then just flatlined the guy. So he can be active on his back and survive on the ground. And if the longer you take these wrestlers into the second round, into the third round, anything can happen at that point. And Kai Kara-France is one of those guys that's always going to be there. He's always going to be game. This seems, oh my God, TJ Brewer just became a member. We appreciate that. 100% just became a member. Huge. Look at this, man. They're coming in droves. We appreciate that. You guys, TJ Brewer is now eligible. Where's Angelo? Angelo could not be here. So I'm running the show. And I know that you're a big Angelo guy, so I apologize. But anyway, Askar Askarov is one of those guys that he'll give you opportunities in the striking. If you're Kai Kara-France, I sit on combos early. And I'm talking about sit on combos early because if he gives you those opportunities early, you got to capitalize because he could obviously just take you down and hold you there. And Kai Kara-France can survive, but, you don't want to be on the ground with Askar Askarov. And I mentioned the weigh-ins too. Both these guys, obviously, flyweights, they're both small guys, but Askar Askarov is like a super slight individual. A super slight individual. These are -3s. If I was an odds maker, and I get that the grappling advantage is going to be Askar Askarov, and that's the path of victory, This is like a minus 250 for Askarov. Right? You guys agree with me here? Because he will give Kai Kara-France those opportunities in the striking before the grappling. Oh my God, Josh Locks. He puts in the 50. He's a member again. So that means, I think what he's doing here, he's being very smart about this. This is almost like hedging his own bet. He gave the 50, but now if it hits, now he gets a little bit of money back. So I don't blame you there. It's a good play, Josh Locks, hedging that bet on the parlay a little bit. So Askarov is the play in this matchup. And it looks like the votes are coming in. He's going to be the favorites parlay. We're going to add him to that parlay. But this could get really interesting. Really quick. In the striking. I'm talking really quick in the striking. So let me switch over here to the stats so we can look at the stats a little bit. Askarov, Kai Kara-France. You'll see Kai Kara-France with the volume. And you'll see, 2.65 strikes absorbed per minute for Askar. That's not a ton, but it only takes one. It only takes one. And that's as real as it gets with Kai Kara-France. So, oh my God, throw 5 more on it. Okay, so what we're going to do, TJ Brewer, we appreciate that, TJ Brewer. This is big. This is huge. So we're going to do 45 now. We're going to keep Josh Locke's 50 separate. We're going to do 45 for this week's. And then we're going to do something different on 50. We'll figure it out. We'll figure out something. Somebody think of something. We'll do 50. So we're going to put, we're going to end this poll. We're going to put Askar in the full card parlay. And again, all these picks are my picks. So we're feeling good about it. Now, let's move on to Joanne Wood and Alexa Grosso. And I think that Angelo picked Joanne Wood, if I remember correctly. Let me put the poll up. Who wins? Is it Wood, former Calderwood? Didn't that work out like real nice for her? How do people do stuff like that? I think I saw someone that got married one time where they married someone who had the same last name as them, but it wasn't incest. It was like they just happened to find someone who had the same last name. I pray to God they did the research, right? I hope that they really went back and just double checked and made sure that that they weren't related, a little bit back in. But I'm pretty sure I saw at one point somebody, like some girl married, so that she didn't even have to change her last name. Calderwood, Joanne was Calderwood, found somebody whose name was Wood. Works out real nice for her. But I just pray to God that if you're marrying somebody with the same last name, you better be doing your research and double checking. Otherwise, those kids are, sheesh. Is Angelo still undefeated on the women's fights? I don't know. He talks like he is, but Angelo says a lot of weird stuff sometimes. And I mean, we got Big Don, Jordan, how do you say it? Bergedard. We got Jordan Bergedard, also. Welcome back, became a member. We appreciate that, Big Don. Angelo is supposed to be like this female fight whisperer, and he picked. But in this fight, Jesse, we're gonna find out on this card because he picked Sarah McMahon earlier, and I think he picked Joanne in this matchup, and I think they both lose. Grosso is one of those. Here's what I have in my notes for Grosso, and I mentioned earlier with Chris Gutierrez. She has power. That's not knockout power. She's not going to flatline people. She doesn't have Nunes power. She doesn't have really like Shevchenko power, but she has that power where she gets your respect with the power that she has. She hits you, your head goes back, your nose starts bleeding, you look at your corner and you think, did somebody just hit me with a sledgehammer? What the hell just happened? Have you ever seen that Kevin Hart skit where he's talking about his dad gets in a fight with a neighbor and the neighbor punches his dad in the face, and he looks over at his son. He said, "Ain't nobody jumping me? Ain't nobody jumping me?" Like you feel like you get jumped because you got hit so hard, but you didn't get knocked out. Just one of those punches, like whoa. Alexa Grosso is one of those punchers to where she's very patient, and she'll just sit there. But when she comes, boom, boom, it's like oh God, cut man, oh God, like she will mess you up. And Joanne is. I just don't like her entries on her takedowns. I think she might have a wrestling advantage, but she's just a little slow. She can get controlled in the clinch a little bit. I just don't like this matchup at all. for her in this matchup. Alexa Grosso is again one of those next level people. Really, really crisp hands in the boxing. Good clinch control. I think this is not a tailor-made matchup for her because Joanne is tough, and I think she's going to have something to offer a couple times in those rounds. But, Alexa Grosso, looking good, feeling good. She should be very, very good in this matchup, and I think you guys agree with me. I'm actually kind of surprised that the votes are 38%, 40% now for Wood. 15-7 fighter. Let me dive in a little bit because maybe I'm missing something a little bit. I did my research. I think she's just gonna be a step behind in this matchup. She's gonna be tough. She's gonna be there. I wouldn't put like inside the distance stuff on Grosso. And an interesting bet might be like Grosso by points. Let me see what that'll pay out. But Joanne Wood, formerly Calderwood, lost Talia Santos, Lauren Murphy, beat Jessica I, Jennifer Maya, Caitlin Kajian, Andrea Lee, so she's fought the best of the best. She's gonna have the experience, but I think this is just next level. Alexa Grosso should dominate this fight. So if Angelo gets these 2 women fights right this week, I will always listen to him when it comes to women. Listen, if he gets these 2 women fights right this week, if he gets McMahon and Wood right, if he like both of them, I'm gonna quit the show. I cannot stand when Angelo picks nonsense. Just like I'm sure because secretly we all know that Angelo hates the lock of the week, right? He hates how successful the lock of the week is because I love when I'm right. But Angelo's the same way. He's one of those guys that's like, woo, told you so, told you so. So if he gets both those right, it is going to be unbearable. Just like that the Patty fight last week when he picked against Patty. How stupid was that? But, we'll see what happens. So we're going to put Alexa Grosso in that full card parlay. And I'll load everything in here and tell you what the payout will be and everything, and then we'll figure out that $50 here in a second. So now we got to go to the matchup of the Let me end this poll. And then we got to go to the main event of the evening. First off, in the blue corner, we've got a jiu-jitsu practitioner. Fighting of a record 12-4. This is pretty cut and dry, guys. It's Curtis Blaydes, Chris Daukaus. Either Curtis Blaydes is going to get knocked out, or he's just going to wrestle. This whole, I'm so tired. I might look stupid. I'm so sick and tired of seeing he's a black belt. He's a black belt. Chris Daukaus is a black belt. Chris Daukaus is a black belt. I'm so sick and tired of the whole Daukaus is a black belt. That means he can hang on the ground with Curtis Blaydes. Curtis Blaydes is not a jiu-jitsu grappler. That dude doesn't give a shit about jiu-jitsu. He is going to double leg you. He is going to single leg you. He is going to stay in either side control or half guard, and he is just going to control you and elbow you the entire time. He doesn't play the guard. Let me try to work to his back to submit. He just lays on you. He controls you. As Angelo say, great hips. The guy's got great hips. He just is going to control you the entire fight. And whether Chris Daukaus is able to find him on an entry, we'll see. I actually look at this matchup as, and I mentioned in our breakdown Tuesday, Chris Daukaus, I think his jiu-jitsu black belt is going to be the downfall of him in this fight because he is comfortable on the ground. If you're Chris Daukaus in this matchup, you have to do everything you can in your power to not end up on your back. What happens time and time again with this jiu-jitsu guys, and we see that, we saw that with Ryan Hall, unfortunately, with Ilya. He got beat down because he's trying to play the guard game. We saw that with Joel Alvarez, very, very good jiu-jitsu guy, got beat down trying to play the guard game. And I know people are going to be like, well, you said Oleinik. Oleinik is facing a wrestler who's not the same level as Curtis Blaydes. And Oleinik's going to be, he has good sweeps. He can get out of those positions. Chris Daukaus is not going to be able to get out of positions once he's under the pressure of Curtis Blaydes, who's going to be a much, much larger and stronger individual than him. Chris Daukaus, if there's a shot coming, if it's a single, and he's thinking, oh, I know jiu-jitsu, I can play off my back, I don't mind going to the ground, let me play the jiu-jitsu game, He's going to get absolutely dominated in this matchup. If he tries to pull a guillotine every time he shoots, if he tries to do this stupid, oh, I can go to the ground and throw up a triangle like Paul Craig, it's not going to happen. Curtis Blaydes is too good and too controlling on the ground in the wrestling for the black belt to be in to be a factor. So yeah, put up the poll. Okay, who wins? Thank you. Blaydes. I mean, if you guys are voting Daukaus, I mean, what about do you? But boom, poll is up. This is going to be the last one of the full card parlay, and then I'll put everything in. We'll get the payout. Actually, no, we got to go back to the Saldana one. So I mean, is there anyone really that believes that Chris Daukaus is going to win this fight? Puncher's chance. We've seen Blaydes get knocked out before. Anything could happen. I don't think he's going to submit him. I don't think he's going to submit him. And Blaydes, don't forget, Blaydes has power too. His boxing isn't going to be as Chris. Chris is going to be the faster boxer in this matchup. But Blaydes has real power too, and he'll throw those overhand rights, right? Because if you're constantly looking for those shots, and he comes with one of those sneaky overhand rights while he's level changing. We saw Chris Daukaus get knocked out already, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. What are these odds move to as well? What is it? Blaydes is at a minus 500 now. So, yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. This could be a 5-round, just complete domination, or Blaydes, first or second round is able to control him so much that it's just boom, elbow, 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 elbow. Raymond, Perry, monkey knife fight. It feels like a less to me. I don't know what we said Tuesday, but this feels like a less to me. It's like just complete control, domination. If you think this is going to be a decision, it's going to be a more, because every round starts on their feet, and from the bottom, those little pitter-patter, get-off-me stuff counts, and Curtis Blaydes could just, boom, 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 slow and controlled, but we'll see what happens here. I mean, this is obviously a Blaydes for the full card parlay, and before I put this in, let me go back here, okay? And let me go back. We got to go back to the Saldana fight. A lot of people weren't here. Let's just put up the stats here. Let me end this poll because this is the one I think that's gonna make or break the parlay. Literally every single pick that you guys picked was my picks on Tuesday. So thank you. I agree with this full card parlay. This is the one that could get a little bit interesting. So let me put this poll up. And I'm going to start punching in these fighters for this full card parlay. And we'll see. This is going to be the one that makes or breaks it probably. Saldana. Souza. Let me start punching this in. We're going to do 45 on this because we had some donations. So let me start punching these in and I'll tell you what these fights look like. So we have Nikolai. We had Mcmahon. We had Kizriev. Kizriev right now? Oh my God. When we broke out the Kizriev fight, wasn't he a minus 1100? He is a minus 1400 now. Was he a 1400 earlier? Minus 1400. Holy cow. Then we have Dana. Then we have Rosa. Then we had Neil Magny. Then we have Borshev. Then we have Olenek, and then we had Askar. We had Matt Brown, right? We did have Matt Brown. Then we had Alexa Grosso. We had Curtis Blaydes. So right now, $45 on our parlay. Oh boy. $45 on our 12-team parlay before we add in Souza or Saldana is going to pay out $8,667 right now. So we're feeling good about that. And it looks like the poll right now is leaning more towards Souza. I'm going to tell you guys right now. I'll see if I can sway these votes. Okay. If you're adding more money, leave out the 50-50 fights. I think what we're going to do is with Josh Locke's 50, we'll go back through and we'll take all the 50-50 offs. We'll throw that into a parlay. And we'll see what that looks like. If Josh's okay with that. So we'll take off like the Souza. We'll take off the Nikolai. We'll take off... we can take off Alexi if you want. We'll take off Matt Brown, and we'll just roll with that. So it'll be more like a 7 or 8, and we'll roll with a 50. If that sounds good with you, Josh Locks, that sounds good with me. And I'm telling you right now, you guys are voting Saldana. Okay, now the votes are even, so this is going to be interesting here. We might just do with the over 2.5. I'm telling you guys, Bruno Souza, I don't think he's that good. I just don't think he's that good. He's a guy that is okay with being boring, and I will never, in my entire life, pick a guy that is okay with being boring. You saw what happened with Tyron Woodley in his career. He just got okay with being boring, and he just losing fight after fight. Obviously, this is not the same thing as Tyron Woodley, but the guy's just a karate fighter that doesn't have the same type of pressure or striking as Stephen Thompson. He doesn't knock people out. He's got a little bit of grappling in his back pocket, but the guy's just okay with just da 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 da. Oh, da 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 da. Oh, like that's how he fights. Just da 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 da. Oh, boop, that. Where Saldana will get in your face and eat you alive. You saw that his last fight against Lingo was just tearing him apart before I think he broke his foot at the end of the first round, and then that fight kind of changed. And Saldana was on like a run, right? Am I mistaking that? You guys are gonna be pissed at me if I sway your guys' vote and this is the only loss. So make sure you vote for yourselves. Don't listen to me. But yeah, Saldana was a nice little run there. I mean, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was going to be a 6-fight winning streak before he got hurt and lost that decision. The gas tank, people are going to say gas tank. The Latifi fight got canceled? No way. There's no way. No way. You guys are lying. 100% you got to be lying. 100%. If you guys aren't lying, everyone's banned. Everyone's banned. No way. Where is it? Let me see. Where is it? I'm seeing a couple tweets. I don't see an official tweet. I don't see it. I don't see it. Somebody tagged me in the official tweet. I honestly am like heartbroken right now. Oh my god, did it really get canceled? Oh my god, no, I don't see it. I don't see it. Oh my god, please no. Oh my god, no. I don't believe it. I don't believe it until I see it. I'm scrolling Twitter. Oh my god. Where is it? Where is it? I don't see it, guys. On Twitter. I believe you guys. Oh my god. Anyway, back to this fight. Nothing on Brett Okamoto. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't see it on my Twitter feed. Usually that stuff pops up. Oh, my God. I mean, hours before. That's very rare. Like an hour before the fight card starts. Anyway, let's get back to this. Luis Saldana, I'm just worried. I'm worried about the cardio in this matchup. So we'll see what happens here. I'm so thrown off right now. DraftKings is where you saw it? Let me look at DraftKings. Postponed. Why does it say that, though? Why does it say postponed? I don't see that. Oh, God. I mean, this has happened one time before. This was, who was it? It was the wrestler. Oh, man. The wrestler a while ago. The guy pulled off. He made his octagon. I can see him I can see him, but I can't remember his name. He was in the octagon ready to fight, and the guy did not come out to make his walk because he was having back spasms. This has happened before. So what happened here is and I'll be 100% honest with you guys. What must have happened was Latifi got word that Oleinik was lock of the week. And this has happened before with fighters. We've seen it happen time and time again where I'll make somebody in this streak that I had with my lock of the week. One of the fights dropped, another fight dropped because the opponent found out that I had picked the person that they were fighting as lock of the week, and they pulled out of the fight. So what had happened in this, it was Chaz Kelly. Thank you, Jill. It was Chaz Kelly. Chaz Kelly was supposed to fight. He had made the walk in the octagon, ready to fight, and whoever he was supposed to fight did not make the walk because Chaz Kelly was the lock of the week. So word must have gotten back to the locker room right before they were about to make that fight, right before they were about to make the walk. Hey, I mean, I'm sure it was his manager that came up to him and said, hey, just so you know, Chaz Kelly is Jacob's lock of the week. And what they ended up doing was they blamed on back spasms and they didn't make the walk. So what I assume happened in this situation was Latifi, somehow word got back to him that Alexei Oleinik was lock of the week because it's becoming very popular now, and it scared the shit out of him. I mean, if I'm Latifi, I don't blame him. I don't know if he's the one that pulled out. I got to assume that the word got out that Alexei Oleinik was lock of the week, right? He found out he is about to fight somebody that he has no chance in beating. Latifi knows he's going into the matchup. I cannot beat this guy because he is lock of the week, so I'm pulling out of the fight. Hours before the fight, it's happened before, guys. I understand. I want to give you another lock of the week right now, but I was so invested in Oleinik. This is tough. I mean, this is going to be another one of those. We're going to have to go to next week and see what happens. If this is true, I still don't see it on my feed, but it definitely does say it on DraftKings. But damn, man. But let's look at this. Let's go back and, I mean, the fights are going to start here in just a little bit. So I think we're going to go with Saldana. I mean, the votes have 61 votes. So let me add Saldana in this full card parlay. And let me take out Oleinik, I guess, since that's not going to be good anymore. Oh, my God. So if we add Saldana, but if we take out Oleinik, that moves. It was going to be, if we add Oleinik in it, oh, my God. You know what's crazy? Listen to this. So with Oleinik in this full card parlay, $45, the payout was going to be over $18,000. $18,000. We take out Oleinik from that, it drops down to $6,000. So we just lost $12,000 because Latifi got scared because he's going to fight the lock of the week. He knew he had no chance of winning. And he pulls out the fight. I don't know if that's a fact. I don't know who pulled out or whatever. I still haven't seen it live on my Twitter feed. I just keep scrolling through to see something. But it's obviously on DraftKings it dropped. So let me go ahead and lock in this full card parlay. What ends up happening? $45 to win just over $6,000 is going to be the money line bet here. So $45 to win $6,414.14. We have Curtis Blaydes, Alexa Grosso, Askar Askarov, Matt Brown, no longer Alexei Oleinik. We have Manon Fiorot. We have Neil Magny, Borishev, Carlo Rosa, Dana Batgarelli, Matthias Nikolai, Kizriev, and now Luis Saldana to finish it off. I'm going to lock this in. Boom. It has been placed. Now we got to figure out. Jacob, fight is still on. Oh my God. I just did not place that bet with it still going. I mean, it says postpone. We'll see what happens. Maybe it's some weird. Maybe they're trying to figure out contract stuff. I don't believe it's off. Oh my God, I just placed that bet. So now, oh my God. No, it didn't let me place it. We're in luck. We're in luck because the odds changed. So the Carl Rosa odds changed from 205 to minus 220. So I'm going to leave Alexei in there, and we'll see what happens. Maybe there was some false information. So I'm leaving Alexei in there. We're going to hope that he fights. And this payout is going to be $18,267.78 if this hits. So if you're not a member yet, and you feel like this is a good parlay, because these are literally all my picks. And last week I went 11-1, and the only loss I had was a split decision loss. So we're going to lock him in, and we're going to feel good about it. So we have $45. The Carl Rosa odds changed, in case anyone's interested, changed from 205 to 220. This is $45 for $267.78. We're locking it in. It is officially placed, and we're going to pray to God that our Olynyk fight is still going on. What we need to figure out, Josh Locks, is the $50. Are we going to change? Let's do another parlay here. And with just the we're going to take out like the underdogs and the pick'ems. So we're going to pick Fiorot. We're going to pick Kizriev. We're going to pick do we still want Dana in there? You guys let me know. Do we want Dana in there? We're going to pick Rosa. We're going to pick Magny. We're going to pick Borshev. We're going to pick Askarov. We're going to pick Grosso. We're going to pick Blaydes. This is going to be the 51 that Josh Locks. Josh Locks sent in 50, so we're going to be two separate ones. The 51 right now only pays out $446. And we don't have Matt Brown. We don't have Olynyk. We don't have Botkarov. We don't have Nikolai. We don't have Saldana. So what we could do in those matchups is all the pick'ems, we just do the over-under. What do you guys think about that? Instead of, on all the pick'em fights, instead of picking a fight, we change those to the over-unders, and then we ride that $50 to another. So it's a full card parlay, but all the pick'ems we just do over-under. Does that sound good? Because right now, it's only $446, but if you start adding in round lines, then it changes a little bit. So if that's something we like doing, let me know in the chat. Let me end this poll. So we'll do that. Yeah, we'll do that. Everyone likes that matchup, so we'll do this. So the first poll I'm going to put up is going to be the Saldana Souza, and it's 2.5. Saldana Souza, 2.5 rounds. Is this going to go over or under 2.5 rounds? Josh Locke said that we can do like a 5 to 8 parlay, but this is only gonna be $400 and some. I think he'll if he doesn't want to do that, we'll change it. But let's ride with that for right now. I think this is a good idea to do over under for the pick'em fights. We still got all our heavy favorites, and then we that way we have a parlay. We still have a full card parlay that's gonna pay at $18,000, and this one's gonna be a little bit not quite as aggressive. So we got over. So far, this is going to be a heavy over. I will say that the over is minus 240, so it is a favorite. Latifi had an illness. Yeah, we know how that goes. I just texted Angelo too. That's so funny. I'm still waiting to see it on my my feed here. I'm trying to search for it too. Tiffy. Latest. I still don't see an official tweet. Due to a non-COVID related illness. Yep, from UFC Europe official page. Latifi has been removed from his heavyweight bout with Alexei Oleinik. Listen, I hope that he's fine. I hope the guy's good. But oh my god! I mean, that's from UFC. I mean that should be a win. If you're pulling out 2 hours before the fight, that should be a win. Let me go ahead and tweet this. I mean, I might count that as a win. Back in the day, that gets counted as a win back in the day. So that fight definitely is off. It was tweeted from the UFC Europe official page. I tweeted that lock of the week wins again. Yeah, if you guys are familiar with over-under for 2.5 rounds basically means, do you think the... I put rounds instead of rounds. If you think the fight ends sooner than 2.5 rounds, you would pick the under. If you think it goes over 2.5 rounds, which is basically goes the distance, you would pick the over. So we're going to put the over 2.5 in this parlay, so we feel good about that. Let me end this poll. We'll go to the next close fight here. Yeah, so that fight is definitely done, which means lock of the week. Lock of the week wins again. So the next one's going to be Nikolai. Nikolai and Dvorak. And this one's also at 2.5. 2.5 rounds. I keep saying roads. Over or under. And the line on this one is kind of the same. It's minus 215, so the favorite is over. And we'll see. You know what's funny is Blaydes. Is it Blaydes? New lock of the week is going into this card. I was not confident in any lock of the week. There was the underdogs that I liked. Obviously, I liked Nikolai. I liked Saldana. And I liked Oleinik. Those were kind of my three I was eyeballing, but I didn't feel real great about any of them. So when I was choosing my lock of the week, it was almost by default. I mean, Alexei Oleinik, he's in our intro. Vvad picks. He's a great guy. It was almost him by default. I didn't feel great about it, but if I had to pick a lock of the week, it was going to be him. If I have to default to another lock of the week, I'm not going to lock into another lock of the week because lock of the week right now is off. I'm not going to say a name right now, and if they win or lose, I'm not going to take credit for it. But my next lock of the week is probably going to be Saldana. Honestly, if you guys are looking for another person that I like a lot in their matchup, it's going to be Saldana. Honestly, I think he's the aggressive person in this matchup. We got him on the screen right here. I just don't think Souza's that good. I honestly just don't think Souza's that good. So, yeah, that would be my kind of like backup lock of the week, but it's not going to be it's not going to be anything crazy. So we have the probably going to play the over here on the Dvorak and Nikolai. So we'll add that to the parlay. Let me end this poll. The next one is going to be Gutierrez in Dana. So once it allows me to make a poll here again. So this one is going to be Gutierrez in Dana. And this is going to be, again, 2.5 rounds. And this is one that's going to be interesting. Is this going to be over or under? Because Dana's got that real power. Saldana is a bum. Unbelievable. No, it's definitely off. UFC Europe tweeted it. Yeah, Saldana's a bum. I mean, the guy was almost on a 6-fight winning streak. I gotta change my DraftKings too. So vote on this one, over or under. I personally would choose under 2.5. This one's a little bit closer. The over is a minus 135. The under is a plus 105. So this is a little bit closer on the 2.5. I gotta make sure my DraftKings is good to go here. Damn, that's tough. That is tough. Tough. There. Let me change this. Change this round. I'm just making changes on the fly. No idea what I'm doing. Just to make sure I have somebody in there. This one's on the under. Yeah, so I agree with you guys on the under for this one, which is going to bump up that parlay a little bit. Yep, we're up over 2,000 now. So this is the $50 that Josh Locks gave us. And right now we're over 2,000 with 2 more fights to pick. So this is going to be a good parlay as well. Oh, sorry, we only have one more because this is the Oleinik's one is out. So now we just have the dude, what is this? Dude, what is your deal? Locking it in. Fear and Blaydes to win. Yeah, do that. I mean, I like that. Guy's going crazy in there. Let's end this. We got the under on this. The next one and the last one, and then we're going to wrap up this live stream, guys, is going to be the Barbarina and Brown. And this one is also 2.5 rounds. And do we feel this is going to be over or under? And we're live. Woo! And this is going to be the last one. And then we're feeling good about this parlay. I've been live for, Jesus, this is going to be 2.5 hours, guys. Holy shit. I told Angelo to start this at 12:30 because I was like, at 12:30, I bet I can only go until 2 o'clock or so. We're still talking. It's almost 2.5 hours, guys. Come on. Can you like the stream? Please. I've been talking for 2.5 hours. This is crazy. But I've been enjoying it. I appreciate you guys stopping by. I appreciate everyone that became a members. I appreciate the big donations, especially Josh Locks, everyone that donated, everyone that became a member. Remember, if you're not a member and one of these parlays hits, you're not getting nothing. So become a member. It helps support us. It allows us to do even more for the community. We love to give back with our sponsors. Make sure you go to WeWantPicks.com /bets and sign up for stuff. WeWantPicks.com has all sorts of stuff. We have articles on there. If you guys have never checked out our website, WeWantPicks.com, check out the website. It's a legit website with actual information, has all our videos and everything. Subscribe. Hey, I appreciate that. If you guys are new and you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Usually there's more than just me. Usually there's Angelo and me. We do breakdowns every Tuesday. We got videos going through all the week, every single week, breaking down the fights. We have a very, very good track record. So if you're looking for fight advice for picks, we got that. If you're looking for comedy, I got that. Angelo doesn't have that, but I got that covered. If you're looking for just have some fun, entertainment, looking to hang out, we're some pretty easygoing guys. And if you're looking for some Ryan Hall trading cards, I have those as well. So we're feeling good about that. Looks like we're at the over for this. So we're the over 2.5 for that, which I kind of agree with. So now the $50 parlay, getting ready to lock this in, is going to be $4,743. So we have one parlay that's going to be a little bit less. It's going to be about $6,000 because without Olenek in there. With this one, we got 50 on it. It's going to be 47. So this is all the favorites. I'll run through it real quick. This is going to be all the favorites, the heavy favorites, and then the pick'em fights we did over under. So this is going to be the $50 parlay. And then we're going to end the stream. I appreciate you guys stopping by. Woo! Yeah, I changed my DraftKings. Yeah, make sure you guys are changing your DraftKings lineups. If you guys are doing DraftKings, whatever, take Olenek out. And if you had Latifi in there, make sure you just delete your app because that was a stupid pick. So for this $50 parlay, we have 2 separate parlays this week, all members parlay. We need a Jacob sandwich now. Yeah, let me put this up. Somebody screenshot that and send it to Angelo. So the $50 parlay, we have Manon Fiorot. We have Kizriev. These are all money lines. We have Kizriev. We have Carl Rosa. We have Neil Magny. We have Borishev. We have Askar Askarov. We have Alexa Grosso and Curtis Blaydes. Then we move to the over-unders. We have over 2.5 for Saldana and Souza. We have over 2.5 for Nikolai and Dvorak. We have under 2.5 for Gutierrez and Dana. And we have over 2.5 for Barbarino and Matt Brown. I'm locking it in. $50 to win $4,743.35. Locking in 2 member parlays this week. We're feeling good. Jacob, do I have an Instagram? Both my Instagram and my Twitter are JT_lines in the chat. Follow me for shirtless pictures and creepy photos of Amanda Hebas. We're locking it in. And we're feeling great. Odds changed. I tried to lock in. Oh, it's the same thing. Carl Rosa from 205 to 220. We're still locking in. So we have 2 parlays this week. We have one that right now is supposed to win $18,000. That will change. That's the $45 one. Then we have the special Josh Locks parlay. $50 to win $4,636.20. We're feeling good. I want to thank you guys so much. As my inaugural, if you guys were like OGs, I used to do Fight Companion live streams. I used to do all sorts of stuff by myself before Angelo manned up and started doing stuff. But I appreciate you guys joining in. Yeah, Latifi's out. Listen, Lock of the Week was elected. If you guys have not heard, if you're just tuning in very late, Latifi is out. He got scared. It's happened time and time before. I might have to start hiding my Lock of the Week until like an hour before the fight. Because what happens is fighters find out that they're up against the Lock of the Week and they get scared. Latifi got scared to fight Olenek because Olenek was Lock of the Week and he pulled out of the fight. 100%. My backup, if you're looking for one, this is not official. My backup, I'm going with Luis Saldana, not official. I was all in on on Lock of the Week with Olenek. So let me end this poll so I can end this stream and everything, guys. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. I want to thank our sponsors. Let me go back to our sponsors here just so we can get one last shout out. Again, guys, I know you guys are tired of the sponsors. They support us so we can support you. So make sure you support them. We got EARNU.io crypto. I mean, everyone loves crypto. You can bet with crypto coins and lose and not even lose money. It's crazy. Check it out, earn.io. And then we have oddsjam.com. If you're looking, like I mentioned, as we're making bets, odds are changing. They will alert you and give you the best odds for certain fights. Check out oddsjams.com. We appreciate all the support. I appreciate you guys. I am worn out. I am going to I'm going to go for a long walk with the dog who left me. I'm going to sit on the couch and watch these fights. I appreciate you guys. Everyone that subscribed that's new, thank you so much. Everyone that liked the video, thank you so much. Everyone that donated, thank you so much. That is huge. That means I can keep these lights on for at least another month. So I appreciate you guys. Yeah, the Latifi fight dropped. He got scared. What are you going to do? Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you like it, let me know. Let Angelo know that I did well. So I appreciate you guys. I'm out. Good luck, everyone.